Well, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, and good morning, everybody. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to another episode of The Morning Glow. Welcome to another episode of The Morning Glow. Morning Glow got a great broadcast lineup for you this morning, as I hope and I pray that we always do. I want to let you know that the phone lines are open 508-924-3521, 508-924-3521. We would love to have your input. Got a great topic. Excuse me. Got a great topic we want to talk about this morning. Actually got an amazing topic we're going to talk about this morning. Phone lines are popping already. Let me see who we got here. Toussaint. Good morning. Good morning. How you doing this morning?
Mm, I'm all right. Good.
Wake up, man. Get how do you say the thing? Up and Adam, brother. Up and Adam. We got some work to do this morning.
Man,
Yes, sir. Yeah,
I'm already on the job. I stay on the job.
yes, you do, brother. Yes, you do. I um
So,
I got a conversation I want to have with you this morning before we get to our topic, and we're gonna
mm-mm.
definitely get to our topic this morning. But Tucson, I need to know something. What is what are the elements? What are the layers? Because I don't think a lot of people understand what are the layers of a good conversation, good communication skills. What are those layers?
Hmm. English. If it's an English conversation,
Because
nouns and pronouns
mm-hmm,
and adjectives.
mm-hmm, okay,
Knowing how to communicate. Know who you're talking to.
mm,
Know your audience.
mm-hmm,
There's certain areas that you and there's no sweetness.
mm-hmm,
It's just okay. For instance, if you are in a um, if you're down in with the boys
mm-hmm.
in the neighborhood, you can have a certain conversation. But when you go to the Oval Office, you can't have that same type of communication. You
Mm-hmm.
can't do that.
Okay.
If you're in a business setting, you got to conduct yourself as though you if you don't even know about it, just follow the conversation. Don't try to lead it.
Mm-hmm.
If you ignorant about, and ignorant is not a bad word.
Okay. Okay.
If you're ignorant or if you don't know the
Mm-hmm.
subject title,
Mm-hmm.
listen so that you can get at least some of the information you need to carry on in the conversation.
Mm-hmm. So am I hearing
There
you?
are some people.
Go
Go ahead.
ahead. Go ahead. No, no, no. I think you're about to cover what I was about to ask
No,
you.
there's some people trying to lead every conversation when they don't know what they're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
You
Mm-hmm.
can't do that.
Yeah. Yeah. mm-hmm. Exactly. Exactly. Now, in communication, they gave us when I worked for the state of South Carolina, they gave us communication classes, and
Hmm.
this is just something that have effective communication with the people that you're dealing with. They took us through classes, and they say that there always have to be in every conversation there have to be a sender and a receiver. They have to be a sender and a
Hmm.
receiver in that conversation, and those roles very often throughout the conversation have to change. And pretty much what they were saying is sometimes you got to talk, and sometimes you got to know when to shut your mouth and just listen. How hard?
Hmm.
How how hard is that, Toussaint?
There's not. If you're listening more, it's not hard. If you're
Mm-hmm.
talking, it's difficult.
Mm-hmm.
But I used to ramble off at the mouth
Mm-hmm.
when I was young, especially. And my dad said, "Son, there's a reason why you got two ears and one mouth."
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And a lot of people uh, use their mouths twice as much as they use their ears. That's
Mm-hmm.
backwards.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
don't get no information.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
There's no information you obtain. You can't obtain information by talking.
Mm-hmm.
Even if you would, and watch this right here. Even if you're the one that read the book,
Yeah. Yeah. That's good.
did
That's
you
good.
catch that?
Mm-hmm.
Because some people read a book and think that they have all the information
Mm-hmm.
necessary to carry on in the conversation.
Mm-hmm.
Here's the problem. Have you ever read commentaries?
No.
Listen to what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
I've taken the time out to read different commentaries on the same subject
Yeah.
matter.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what the problem is?
What's that?
They don't agree.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So if you read, for instance, Matthew Henry's commentary on John 3:16, you may get something else.
Mm-hmm.
Some people say, in my Bible,
Come
I
on.
found this information and it says in my Bible this.
Mm-hmm.
No, it don't. It comments on it.
Yes.
But that's
Absolutely.
not what it means. That's what the author, Nelson
Mm-hmm.
or Schofield, says.
Mm-hmm.
But that's not what the Bible says. There are people that read books about the Bible, but never read the Bible for itself.
Yeah.
Just using that for example.
Yeah. That's true. That's true.
Or the Quran,
Mm-hmm.
or any other book.
Mm-hmm.
And they take that for face value and they say, this is true. No, it ain't.
Mm-hmm.
That's an opinion
Mm-hmm.
about the truth.
Yeah. Yeah.
First, you got to find out what the truth is and then listen so that hopefully the Spirit can give you the answer to what it really means. Not just run to a commentary and say that's it. That oh no, that don't work like that.
But see,
I'm just saying.
a lot of times, I'm gonna quote the old movie. I can't remember the name of the movie, but you remember when I say this. A lot of times, people don't understand or don't know the truth. They don't know the truth, or they can't handle. I'm gonna say like he said in the movie, they can't handle the truth. So what do you say to if a person you're trying to give them truth, you're trying to talk to them, you're trying to educate them, trying to make sure that they know what it is, and give them the truth. You ain't trying to sugarcoat it or anything. But sometimes a person just can't handle the truth and will not acknowledge the truth. What do you do in that situation?
Let them be a lie. See
Mm-hmm.
how far they take
Mm-hmm. And
it.
somebody asked this question here too, son. Do you need to read books to be a good or nice person?
They got no. I don't believe
No, I don't think so either.
you. Matter of fact, matter of fact, you just need to be taught to be nice.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make any sense? Does that? I got to examine. I got to figure that out
Mm-hmm.
because all of us have a little evil in us. All of us
Exactly.
have a little good in
Mm-hmm.
us. You
Mm-hmm.
just need to be guided in one or the other direction.
And Tucson, I think that
A
right there,
chap.
that question right there leans more on what type character you have in you. Or is your character make up
Oh yeah.
a good person or a bad person? Or is your character just be a nasty person? What is your character? And you can read books and you can get the knowledge from that book. But if you're not willing to change or change who you are, then you will always be a nasty, a rude, nasty, and a cruel person. You got the knowledge, you read the book, but you're still nasty. So I don't think, and,
Mm.
yeah, and the phone lines are open 508-924-3521, 508-924-3521. Give us a call. I'd love to have your input on this. Go ahead, Tucson. You was about to say something, brother. I heard that.
So let me
Mm,
jump in with this because there is one book that some people agree that is one of the greatest books ever read.
mm-hmm.
Written.
Mm-hmm.
Whether you agree that it's written by or you think that it's written by a man or it's guided by the Holy Spirit,
Mm-hmm.
whatever, Holy
Mm-hmm.
Ghost, or if God inspired men to write it, whatever you believe. I'm not gonna get into that. That's not the point I'm trying to make.
Mm-hmm.
But there are people. Matter of fact, let's go back and look at the scribes and Pharisees and the Sadducees.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
They were some hypocritical people.
Wow. Wow.
They didn't help many people. Matter of fact, all they did is try to figure out how to play the blame game
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
with folks.
And we still doing that
And they was
today.
the they were the keepers of the law.
Mm-hmm.
Them.
Mm-hmm.
and then did more evil to me
Mm-hmm.
than anybody.
Yeah.
And here we go again, thousands of years later, and it seems like just for the sake of conversation, there are people that act more like them
Mm-hmm.
than act like the one that the book is about.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And
Mm-hmm.
we're in the state that we're in because we have our own interpretation and
Mm-hmm.
we go with it and we
Mm-hmm.
run with it and we go to schools and seminaries and we go to classes and we become doctors and lawyers and teachers of the law and we do more harm than good
LA.
because
Mm-hmm.
now that we're so bright, nobody want to fool with us.
Exactly.
Ain't that crazy?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Tucson, we got another caller. Caller, what's your name? Where you calling from?
Hey, this is LA. I'm calling from America.
LA, good morning. How you?
Hey, great day to everyone. I
Hey,
love this topic you on today. This is
good
the
deal.
best topic you can really touch on right here.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely, and I definitely appreciate you reaching out, man. It's always good, and it's an honor to have you to call in. So thank you. What's on your heart? Do we ask the question? What makes good communication? What is it that make good communication? And what make and from your question, what makes a person a good person? What do you say to that?
I mean, first and foremost, you have to start with self.
Mm-hmm.
So many people that I've learned, and I grew up in a church. I
Mm-hmm.
grew up to realize you have to, you're praying to someone else, but if you don't work on self, if you're just praying to Allah, Jesus, whoever else, but you're not working on yourself, it's no way you can fix yourself to be a nice person because so many people claim to be this, that, and the third, and to kill you over nothing. It don't even be merited.
Mm-hmm.
So, are you really a good person from the core? And you leave this out, whether you gay, whether you're black, whether you're white, whether you're Christian, whether you're Muslim, whether you're Jew, Gentile, whatever. Are
Mm-hmm.
you a good person if you remove all of it?
Mm-hmm. Wow.
Because I see people saying, "Oh, read this, read this, read this." What are you? What are you telling yourself?
Mm-hmm. That's good.
So if I'm being a good person over here and you being a good person over here, it doesn't matter what you are.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we need. We're looking for compassion. People don't speak. People have to relearn how to be nice. Like this is a subject that needs to be shared and shared and shared. No one is nice no more. Even
Mm-hmm.
the bad people don't turn nasty and bad.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So we
Yeah.
have to get back to that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I like to see people happy and smiling because it makes better energy. It makes a better place for your children to grow up in. Everybody's nasty and rude and da 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 da.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody need to get back to being nice from the core, and that's how you become nice.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
It's not what you put on you.
Mm-hmm.
It's not what you do have to take in good information and good music and be around good people. That's what you're trying to do, but you're really trying to level up on your self vibration. If
Mm-hmm.
you have self love, then you can love others. But if you don't have self love, it's no way impossible that you can love someone else. And
Mm-hmm.
it doesn't matter what you read. You can have 10 Bibles sitting on your table. Even if you sit there and glance through, because I really don't know people who read straight through the Bible. Anyway, I don't know, but I'm not into looking to something else before I look into myself. And like I said, I'm not targeting any religions or anything like that. I just want people to be a good person from the core.
Mm-hmm.
Leave all the rest of it out and just be a good person. And let's see how that works.
Now let me ask you this question, LA. How do we get to a place? Because I agree with you, man. A lot of people just don't know how to, or don't even care to be nice to each other, courteous and kind, like we used to be, like they
Hmm.
used to be back in the day. How do we get to this place where there's no kindness no more? How do we get there?
Well, if you really want to look at it and you really want to hear that real truthful answer, we really, to be honest, this is where we live.
Mm-hmm.
What did they tell you in a? I'm always, to be honest, I'm not into religion or any of that anymore. I dropped it all to be a poor person. But
Mm-hmm.
if you refer back to what was written, we are living in hell on earth.
Mm.
So what? you see is what you get. You are going to get hell, and that's where we are. But you have to be in control of your vibrations, your energy, your thinking, how you act, because that's the only thing that's going to save you after you transition, because you never die when you
Mm-hmm.
transition from this shell, this body, whatever you want, your temple, whatever you want to call it.
Mm-hmm.
If you're not a good person, you're gonna deal with that when your eyes close, because
Mm-hmm.
you got to see all your wrongs.
Yes. Yes.
Because people don't see them now. Of course, people get a little taste of karma every now and then. But what was the question again?
How do
I
we
forgot what it
how
was.
do how do we get to the place where people are not kind anymore, or loving like they should? How do we get here?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Hell, this is hell. So
Mm-hmm.
you have to expect somebody's gonna scam. You have to expect somebody's gonna rob. This is where we are. But
Mm-hmm.
too many of the good people have went bad.
Mm-hmm.
And when all the good go bad, this is gonna be really like the Thunderdome.
Wow.
Because
Wow.
that's all you're gonna be able to expect is hell. That's why I'm trying to get my mom. She was born in the '50s, so she's like more. She's not looking to see all this stuff that's going on, but this is where we are. We have
Mm-hmm.
to realize the place that we're in, and if you're trying to get to a better place, which they sell it to you as heaven or whatever they. I'm not saying say it like that, but I'm just saying that's how
Yeah.
they teach you. If you're trying to
Mm-hmm.
get to somewhere better, you
Mm-hmm.
got to be better in this body,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
then you have to tell somebody else
Mm-hmm.
to be better.
Mm-hmm.
You were put here to to encourage people to be better people. No one is encouraging people to be better people.
Mm-hmm.
So
Exactly.
if you
That's
don't do
good.
that, then you're gonna come back again and again and keep coming back to hell. So if you was born in the '70s, you died in the '80s, you came back in the '80s, you born in the '90s. It's getting worse and worse and worse. This is a planet of hell.
Wow. Hold right there for a second. Tucson, brother, I need to hear your heart, man. What's on your heart right now?
Oh God. You know, and I agree with my sister. LA, right?
Yes.
Isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. Hey, how are you? Look
Hey,
here.
babe.
What I try to do, and this is what I try to do. I try to
Okay.
look within myself when I approach another person without being critical. I
Mm-hmm.
check me.
Mm-hmm.
Let me use this for an example. Um, Suppose I get into a conversation with my brothers with an atheist.
Mm-hmm.
I take under consideration who he is. I might
Yes.
not agree, but I respect him.
Mm-hmm.
That's the first thing. Because if you want to get something, you got to give it.
Yes.
Otherwise, you're not going to get into a pleasant conversation with him.
Mm-hmm.
Period.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not checking him. I check me.
Mm-hmm.
I remember the things that is wrong with me, and then I go from there.
Mm-hmm.
I don't say, "Oh, well, he's an atheist, and I know I don't agree with him." Well, you already started with a fight.
Yeah. Yeah.
How
Yeah.
you gonna have peace when you begin with a fight?
Mm-hmm.
So what I'm looking at with the errors that just me now, the most critical people now in society, let me just say, this is my opinion, is Christians because
Mm-hmm.
what we have done, and I say we because I'm one of them,
Mm-hmm.
what we have done is we've made a mess out of Christianity
Mm-hmm.
because we're being more like us, trying to make the scripture fit us rather than we fit the scripture. Like we done forgot what we read,
Mm-hmm.
and
Wow.
then we move on and try to guide everybody else into believing what we believe.
Mm-hmm.
That's not the point of the whole book.
No.
You got
No.
it wrong.
Mm-hmm.
You messed up from the beginning. If you start from the beginning, you find out what it's all about. And then you go from there and then try to pattern your life to try to be a better person. Don't
Mm-hmm.
make the same mistakes that you see people in scripture made. And you
Mm-hmm.
probably be all right.
Mm-hmm.
But if you continue like them, you're gonna be in the same boat. And I
Mm-hmm.
believe, just me, I believe that's where we have gone wrong.
Mm-hmm.
We've made a mess. We mimicked. You know, and I'll say this, I'm We use the book, and we have a bunch of people that have a, you know, the most scandalous people in 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 the world are the ones we preach about in the Bible.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Wow, wow, that's good. That's good. Joyful J, good morning. How you doing this morning?
Good day to everyone. Good day. How's everyone doing? I'm feeling wonderful.
Good deal.
Happy to be here again.
Hey, good to have you, brother. Good to have you, man. We start off talking about communication and what is effective communication, and then we veered into what makes a person a good person, what makes a person a good person, a kind person, a loving person, and how we gotten away from that in this day and time. Jay, what do you say to that?
Oh, that's a good question. Um, there's so much um but like yeah, so many people we've gotten away from love, as you said, we've gotten away from it. I was just sharing with someone yesterday, no, 2 days ago. I remember back in the day when in the country, everybody knew your name going down the street, even if you wasn't walking down the street, you said a good morning or good day to everyone. Even
Mm,
driving your car, you would blow the horn. People
yep.
don't even say anything to anyone anymore because it's and I heard the young man say earlier, it's trained behavior. We have to be taught how to love. We have to be taught how to communicate, taught how to be honest and open and free.
Mm-hmm. Jay, let me ask you this question, and then we'll go back to LA. But how often is it now? And you said something right there. How often is it, man, now that you can live in a neighborhood for 10, 15, 20 years and not know really know any of your neighbors?
Absolutely. I mean, that's so common, especially in the cities. Like I'm in Philadelphia.
Mm-hmm.
You don't even know your neighbor in most cases. I
Mm-hmm.
shared with my neighbor just next door yesterday. I said, we're family on this block. We have to look out for each other because if something's happening to one of us, it's happening to all of us because we're on the same block. You don't have that mindset anymore. The
Yeah.
mindset where on Saturdays people will go out and do street cleaning the whole neighborhood, the whole block. We clean up
Mm-hmm.
the streets and things like we don't do that. We don't show that kind of love anymore because everything is now about me,
Mm-hmm.
self. And everything is quick, fast, and in a hurry, and it's about me. What can I
Mm-hmm.
gain? How fast can I get it? And
Mm-hmm.
we've gotten away from love and charity. It's the Bible
Ex-
says.
Exactly. Exactly. LA, there used to be a time, man, where in the community, we're talking about the community right now. In the community, if one
Mhm.
house didn't have certain things, everybody would come together and make sure. They used to have rent parties. If somebody gonna get kicked out and didn't have money to pay the rent, the neighborhood will come together and they'll have a rent party. Everybody come and put their little money in and blah 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 till they raise
Mhm.
enough money, sell drinks or food or fish fries or whatever until they make enough money to pay that person's rent.
Mhm.
And hopefully, that person, because they know who's in the community, and I know who's in this community right now. I don't want
Mhm.
blase to move in here because they may bring some foolishness. I already know you. We have relationships.
Mhm. Mhm.
So if somebody in the neighborhood about to get kicked out in today's time, they just kicked out because people don't do these things anymore. People
Your
don't
own
care.
family don't help you.
Yeah, exactly. Come
Forget
on.
the community. Your own family can have millions of dollars,
Mm-hmm.
and there you'll say your lights is cut off, and they'll say they're gonna pray for you. I don't believe in that type of ideology.
Yeah.
If
Yeah.
you're not gonna help people, look at all the people have been so greedy.
Mm-hmm.
The crime is going up so bad, and
Mm-hmm.
that's all out of lack of compassion, all
Mm-hmm.
of not being nice. Get back to the core of them not just not being nice people.
Mm-hmm.
But you know what? Society has pushed material things so much. Like, and I know because I was young at one point myself. So, but I'm like, dang, y'all parents ain't telling y'all don't need all this to be happy.
Mm-hmm.
That's why everything's is running amok because people are looking for things instead of looking for love. Love is your greatest currency you can have. I don't care
Mm-hmm.
if you have a $10 million house. If you don't have love, it actually probably sucks. You
Yeah.
just have more bathrooms and more rooms to cry in.
Mm-hmm.
It's not the
That's
material,
true.
it's the
That's
love,
true.
it's the happiness. Like
Absolutely.
right now, my goal is happiness. I used to be very, I don't know if I was really, really mean, but I just really didn't care. But that's still a bad attitude too. A lot of
Mm-hmm.
people got that I don't give attitude.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
can't have that in this. If you want to have love, you got to
Mm-hmm.
show somebody to love. You got to
Mm-hmm.
teach somebody to love. You got to say, hey, those diamond necklaces, those this, that's not important. You need to get back to love. Open the door for somebody. If somebody need help, somebody put on Facebook that hey, I'm behind on something. You got the money. Send the money.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's good. That's good.
Be good from the heart. Be good from
Mm-hmm.
heart so then they can be better. So
Yeah.
they can teach their children better. Children at 10 years old are already not nice.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And
And that's we have failed as a people by going to other things instead of sticking to what we used to be, and that was nice people.
mm-hmm.
We wasn't warriors, we wasn't fighters. We don't want to fight. We never fought, you know. But at least be nice behind it.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Exactly.
But
And LA and she talking
that's
about
just my take on it.
and she talking about I was young. She's still young. We don't know who man, she trying to trick us,
Honey,
man.
I'm almost 50, honey. LA got y'all food because LA eat good. And LA just, at the end of the day, LA is at peace.
There you go.
I don't, all this stuff about Will Smith and all this, that's not my concern.
Mm-hmm.
My concern is my peace and my happiness.
Yeah. Yeah.
I did address it, but I didn't let it get to me to my heart. Like I'm just going to be having a big conversation
Mm-hmm.
about this mess when I
Mm-hmm.
know I want my son to see better. I want my other son to see better and see me being happy. I
Yeah.
got to show my kids to be happy before they come out here robbing and killing somebody.
Exactly.
That's what's going on. No one is teaching happiness in the home.
Mm-hmm.
We are good people. Be that, give that, live that. F everything else.
Mm-hmm.
Don't
Mm-hmm.
give me no Gucci. Don't give me no books. Don't give me no clothes. Don't give me. Can I be a good person?
Mm-hmm. Exactly. That's good. That's good. Rico,
That's
good.
all I got to say, y'all. I just called in because I really like how you doing. More people need to. I'm gonna share this in a minute too because I really dig your style and what you got going on.
Ellie, I appreciate that, man. And you ain't gotta go now. You can hang out with us as long as you want to, but like I said, I do
Okay.
yeah, you can hang out. You ain't gotta go nowhere. You family, sis. You know that. You already know.
I'm gonna stay on. I'm gonna stay on. And everybody, y'all have a great day. And this is me being nice to everybody, no matter what you are, no matter how you look.
Mm-hmm.
I
That,
want you to have love. I want you to be nice. And from me, good energy. Please have some and spread some to other people because they need
yeah, yeah, exactly, exactly. So hold on right there. So I'm gonna go to Rico. Rico, I know you've been listening this morning, brother. What's on your heart, man? How do we get to this place where we're just not loving, kind, and generous toward each other anymore? How do we get here?
Sometimes somebody can answer a question and nobody else needs to follow and answer it again.
Mm-hmm.
She just said it.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been watching her comments the past couple of days, man, and I sort of knew she was gonna come from this perspective, man. That's a spiritual woman that we talking to.
Yeah,
She's
yeah,
she's just like me. You
yeah.
know what I'm saying? She's not big into religion because it doesn't to me, I've always felt a Bible or religion shouldn't tell you to treat people the way you want to be treated.
Mm-hmm.
But somehow it's gotten lost. So I understand that some people do need guidance
Mm-hmm.
if they don't get it from home. See, luckily I had a grandmother that probably instilled that in me. It probably didn't come natural because I did some bad things when I was young too. But she had so much input and impact on me from the
Mm-hmm.
quality time and
Mm-hmm.
sincere, genuine time that she spent with me, putting good and information and knowledge into me about things that were important. Then, that made me who I was. So you say, how do we make things better? Well, we already know that hurt people hurt people.
Yes.
But the sister
Mm-hmm.
just said, Ms. LA just said, people are trying to find their happiness in man-made creations. They have
Mm-hmm.
created a value in diamonds and paper money that has no true value. Look, I look at this money all the time. Same size,
Mm-hmm.
same size, just
Mm-hmm.
different print,
Mm-hmm.
different numbers.
Mm-hmm.
People die for it.
Yeah.
People kill for this paper,
Mm-hmm.
and so they think having all the wealth in the world will make things better. And then sometimes they find out it doesn't make things better. You see, if
Mm-hmm.
we actually spent time focusing on other human beings who are sharing the most valuable experience in the history of mankind, which is life,
Mm-hmm.
appreciating the fact that they're going through it too,
Mm-hmm.
and observing and have empathy for what they're going through,
Yeah.
then we will spend more time trying to make sure they're happy because we
Mm-hmm.
know how it feels to be happy and how it feels to be hurt. If
Exactly.
hurt people, then happy people will make other people happy. And if
It
I
should.
got all the money in the world and if I got all the success in the
Mm-hmm.
world and driving all the finest cars, but I'm still being mistreated and I'm still having a bad time, it's because
Mm-hmm.
other people might be hurting me.
Mm-hmm.
Other people might be hurting other people. And those
Mm-hmm.
other people might be hurting other people because people hurt them.
Yeah.
Nobody made them happy or joyful.
Mm-hmm.
So if you really want to help people, you can give them any book in the world you want to. You can give
Mm-hmm.
them all the money in the world, all the diamonds, all the flashy things, all the fame. But at the same time, You got to be kind and nice and courteous to people and make them feel good, because good energy begets good energy. Negative
Exactly.
energy begets negative energy.
Exactly. Rick, I want you to do something for me. Big money. You put that money on the screen like that. I saw you. Might as well ask you for a loan later on, but right now,
I cash out your dollar.
there, there you go. I want you to take a dollar. Put a dollar up. LA, Jim, I'm doing this for you. I'm going to ask you a question. That's $1. Okay, take a 10. Put a 10 up. Okay. Now, Jay, both of them. That's good. Now, both of them are made on the same paper, printed same ink,
Mm-hmm.
same size paper.
Yep.
What makes one more valuable than the other?
Man's perception.
Exactly.
That's
Exactly.
it. That's the
Exactly.
only thing that makes it better. Just how man views it, or how one particular person views it, or how a majority views the value of something. That's what makes it more valuable than the other. So $1 is less valuable than a 10, but a $10 is less valuable than 100. 100 less than 1,000. And so people will do whatever they get. I mean, whatever they can to get what they assume is wealth,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and love out the window.
Yeah.
It's
Exactly.
about me, myself, and I, and it's about getting it instantaneously. Microwave society. I want it fast, quick, and in a hurry, and I don't
Mm-hmm.
have any care about what I do to anyone to get it, because it's about me.
Exactly. Exactly. Now, Tucson, I'm using that same value system in a classroom. There's a classroom, say 25 students in a classroom, and there's a teacher that have to deal with each one of those 25 kids. Now, if they take one that come to school dressed real nicely and smelling good and stuff like that, they treat them one way, but there's one that don't have as much, that's not is not as well off as the others, and they treat them less than. What value system have they placed in there or taken out of the one that they're not treating as good, because they come to school not smelling so good all the time, their clothes are raggedy, shoes almost, their toes almost on the ground because the shoes are no good, because the family just didn't have.
Hmm.
What value system do we have there?
Almost a hard question, but I think that the only thing I have to think about is we look on the outward appearance
Mm-hmm.
and we don't search the heart. We don't even
Mm-hmm.
try to figure out what is in a person's heart first.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Man, this
We
is
just
good. This is good
deal
here.
with what we see
Mm-hmm.
and go from there.
Mm-hmm.
We get the information that's available. First of all, and it's just me now, we get information first and then ride it.
Mm-hmm.
What
Wow.
do I know about you?
Mm-hmm.
And that's how I'm gonna treat
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
you. When really they say first impression is the most lasting impression. I think we got that wrong from the because you got to learn people.
Yeah.
And just because a person drives, that's what's wrong with society. Because we done got a, a society full of people that dress well, look well,
Mm-hmm.
and our society is a mess
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
with people that look good. They smell good. I was going to say something, but I ain't gonna go that far.
But Tucson, do you think a lot of times people could dress up an ugly heart? They could dress up
Yeah,
a
that's
filthy
what I'm
heart.
talking about.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
That's what I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, here's a path, and I just deal with where I'm at,
Yes.
and every once in a while, I set aside even okay. I use it because that's what I know. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
I'm not too bright, but I'm not stupid. I
Mm-hmm.
use scripture because I do scripture. I study it.
Yeah.
Okay, I
Mm-hmm.
don't I don't try to be no brilliant scholar. I
Mm-hmm.
just try to keep up,
Mm-hmm.
so you can't make no fool out of me.
Come on.
That's all I do.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? I don't care how much you study. I don't care what college or seminary you went to. You're not going to make a clown out of me.
Yeah.
I'm not going to follow you.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to be a better person.
Yeah.
That's all. I'm
Mm-hmm.
not trying to be anybody. That's all I'm trying to do is try to live my life to try to treat everybody fairly and make sure that you treat me the same way. That's all I'm
Exactly.
trying to do.
That's good.
Every once in a while, to live in this society, I put Some people might get mad with me by saying this because they could say, "What kind of preacher you?" I put Scripture and Bible and God and Jesus aside, and I do me
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
because you
Mm.
can't put Him in a box.
Mm-hmm.
So, in order to communicate and be a valuable person, that's just me, in society, I take everybody else under consideration and I
Mm-hmm.
go from there.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
make no judgment calls.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I don't make no submissions about anybody.
Mm-hmm.
I try to I try to listen and try to take the quality, good qualities from them and go from there.
Mm-hmm.
And every once in a while, when I find out something bad, we call bad about a person, I don't check them, I check me.
Mm-hmm.
What happens in that situation you mentioned is it's nothing wrong with the child, it's something wrong with the teacher.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. Exactly. That's good. That's
I'm just
good.
saying.
Cassandra, good morning. How you doing this morning?
Good morning.
Cassandra, I'm loving this conversation we're having this morning. I really am loving this conversation. I put a situation out there dealing with this student, and he used to be a teacher. Um, if there's a student in the classroom and one of them come to school, then they always dress to the nine, if you will, dress real nice, smelling real hair and everything is done. Are they treated one way in comparison to the student that come to school? Family just don't have a whole lot, Cassandra. They fighting to make ends meet. Don't have the best clothes. Clothes are very worn. Shoes, feet almost on the floor. Don't always smell the best. Are they treated differently?
Of course they are. I mean, I've had children in my class like that. There's actually a guy that I went to school, to elementary school with in high school. We went all through school together. He was from my neighborhood. And I'll never forget, his name was Sammy. I will never forget Sammy the rest of my life because Sammy would come to school, poorly dressed. I mean, clothes, raggedy. It's just always stood out to me
Mm-hmm.
how he would come to school and nobody, wanted to like, be bothered with him or anything. He was like totally overlooked. It's like he didn't exist.
Mm, mm,
But it was something about Sammy that I always tried to, say, hey, something. It was like I've always had that in me, empathy for people.
mm-hmm.
But he was treated much differently, and yes, I saw the difference in how people were treated based on, how they smelled, how they looked. We don't know what was going on
Mm-hmm.
in Sammy. So I know he was extremely. I know we were poor, and if there's a word poorer,
Mm-hmm.
poorer, Sammy was poorer,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
we was poor.
Mm-hmm.
No, we was poor. We
Yeah.
was poor.
Good Lord. Good
You
Lord.
know.
Yeah.
So yeah, we was poor.
Mm-hmm.
So I've always remembered him and what I heard, and and I have looked, actually trying to find Sammy. What I heard is that when he got out of high school, he went to college and he became a lifer
Mm-hmm.
in the military. So I'm praying that his life was so much better than what it was when we were kids.
Absolutely. Absolutely. LA, what's on your heart, man? Because it's so disheartening that even with the child, they could be treated in a not so pleasant way based on their appearance or their economical standards or levels that they're in. What do you say to that?
Are you talking to me,
Yes, ma'am.
LA?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, I have a 11-year-old myself, and I also have a 22-year-old. So we have always dealt with, you know, appearances, and but since I was younger, and I used to do all the Gucci and stuff, I raised my kids not to be running to get Jordans. Neither one of my kids really, truly just have to have fashion. That's just not their
Mm-hmm.
thing. And I'm glad because that actually you can rise above so much things if you're just not worried about what you look like and what you are doing to impress people.
Mm-hmm.
That's the main thing. People are doing things to impress people. My son, Power, his name is Power, Power.
Mm-hmm.
He is a really good kid because I knew what to do better in him because he's 11. My first
Yeah.
son, I was younger when I had him, but I raised him so good. I wake him up nice in the morning. He don't go to school with shoes on his mind. He doesn't go around people to say, "Oh, look what I got," or "You don't have it."
Mm-hmm.
That's still that. Now you being a nasty person. That's you on the other spectrum from being good.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
that's what I said. If all you think about is material things and what somebody looks like, then you losing. I actually raised my sons to look at people who for themselves. They don't have to look at a lady's outside. 9 times out of 10, if you get a woman who look good, she hasn't fixed herself on the inside, and she ends up
Yes.
being filthy. Because I
Mm-hmm.
used to be that lady.
Mm-hmm. Wow. Wow.
If you didn't have money,
Mm-hmm.
I drove around in Ferraris. I
Mm-hmm.
dated men with plenty of money, but that wasn't it for me.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have all of that stuff, and I'm so happy right now
Mm-hmm.
because
Mm-hmm.
that's what I'm doing. But if you worry about what this person has, what this person, then you still not getting back to self. Everything comes from within. You do
Mm-hmm.
not need anything that they put in this fake world.
Yeah. Come on.
That's why so many people trying to get off the grid. They trying to get away from this stuff. It's all an illusion.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's
But
good.
again, you still have to remember where you are. This is planet hell. They keep
Mm-hmm.
calling it Earth. It's planet hell. So when you see all these people who have all this money, keep buying all this stuff, and they see people out here, a single parent, all these celebrities showing all this money and all this fashion, all these cars. Now they can't even drive them because the kids or the single parents out here robbing them all. Because
Mm-hmm.
so much greed, y'all don't want to help nobody get up.
Mm-hmm.
We've
Wow.
been trained to get money and leave our own family behind.
Mm-hmm.
That's not being a good person. That's not love.
Yeah.
You don't
Yeah.
have to tell somebody you need to get it out the mud. I don't want to get it out the mud if you got it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I'm
Exactly.
gonna be good. I'm
Amen.
gonna put you in position.
Amen.
Mm-hmm.
Amen.
Mm-hmm. Wow. Wow. That's good. And
So
I'm.
if you on this phone right now and you say, "Oh, I'm having some struggle," I said, "Send me your cash app." I might not have, but a couple to me, not that much money, but I don't focus on money no more.
Mm-hmm.
I'll
Mm-hmm.
give you my last $50 because by Friday, I might have another 500
Yeah.
because I'm attracting what I want.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's
And I am
good.
really trying to attract money, but you got to have it to live in this society.
Mm-hmm.
But I will give it to you if you in need because that's not I'm not built on I have to keep up with this money.
Yeah. That's good.
Because
That's.
my love, me giving my real currency is my energy and my time. That's why I don't even focus on time. That's why I'm not even wrapped up into a lot of things that they talking about in this world because it doesn't even bother me no more. My peace, my happiness. If you get to your core happiness of self, none of this other stuff won't even matter. From this to that to what's going on, all this Ukrainian stuff, all this war, all this Will Smith, I don't even hear it really. I
Mm-hmm.
hear it, but I don't hear it in my body.
Yeah. It's static. It's static noise. And that's what it is. It's static noise. I'm going to go to Jay, but right now I'm looking at Rico, and Rico loving this right here, boy. Rico loving this here. But Jay, what's on your heart, man? And I think what we're talking about to a great degree is the value system, and what we value, and what we select not to put any value in. So Jay, speak on that.
Again, and I love what the young lady just spoke on. It's learned behavior. You have to be taught these things. You have to be taught to do whatever it takes to get the bag, go get all the money so you can drive the fine cars, have all the nice women, have the big mansions, do whatever it takes to get it. Blood,
Mm-hmm.
sweat, and tears, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter who you step on, just get it. We've
Mm-hmm.
lost sight of love. The Bible, again, I'm like the other gentleman. I only speak Bible because that's what I was taught. That's what I learned. That's what I believe. Bible says,
Mm-hmm.
train up a child in the way they should go. We're not training up our children to love anymore, or to have self love. I myself, all of my daughters, I made sure I get them flowers on Valentine's Day, on their birthdays. I tell them that I love them. So, and I tell them that they're beautiful and that they're pretty, so that they don't just fall for a fast talker, things like that.
Mm-hmm.
We again, it's learned behavior. If you train them to self love, I believe, well, they'll show more love in the world.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Exactly. We got another.
That's true. You got to work on the kids.
Mm-hmm.
That what he's talking about. That's what we need to start at because we already know what to do. Really, a lot of us. Like I said, I'm almost 50 years old, but we got to work on the kids because they actually the '90s babies are destroying everything. They
Mm-hmm.
just don't know what to do with all that energy. But then it's so much greed. No one wants to help them. Oh, I got money. I'm not giving them a dime. These kids are so smart. They can start up a business for under $10,000 and probably take care of the whole family. But nobody don't want to take the money to invest in them
Exactly.
because we have learned to keep our money to ourselves, keep our happiness to ourselves. We got to start sharing all of that. We got to start sharing happiness. We got to start sharing love. We got to really help these kids because they are next. And if Howard generation, which is the children after the 90s, baby, if we don't try to train them up with love, it's gonna be horrible.
Yeah, exactly. There's so much going on. We got a couple of people on the phone line. We just got Ray just came in with us. So I'm gonna touch the phone line, then we'll make our way around. But this is real good. I'm really loving this today. Curtis, good morning, sir. How you doing this morning?
Hey, what up, fam? What's going on?
Hey, doing good. We're talking about right now. We're talking about the value system and what we put value in, or what we decide not to value. And I made reference to a elementary school setting where, if it's a little child come to school and dress real nicely, always have the best of clothes, the best clothes, smelling good, hair and all stuff done. They're treated one way compared to the little child that come in and clothes are just not good at all, Curtis. They're worn out, shoes, feet almost on the floor, and don't always smell the best. Why does some people select not to put any value in that child and raise that child up? And instead of doing that, they'll put a lot of value in the one that's already that's quote unquote already there. What is wrong with our value system is my question.
No, I think everybody done. Can you hear me?
Yes.
I think everybody done laid it out there. I mean, you know what I mean? Like, you can't. There ain't nothing I can say to really to explain the the lack of values within our value system. If I was to say wrong with our value system, it's a lack thereof of value. It's the ideology of valuing all the wrong things. You know what I mean? Like, and it's being perpetuated by those who always make more money than what you will. You understand? Like, you got people gonna go get all chopped up in their face and in their butts, and man, that's because your value is placed in vanity. Other folks trying to go, accrue as much capital as possible, and not spread the wealth, or it's just jaded, man. Everybody said what can be said, bro. I ain't gonna take up too much of your time.
Okay.
And you know what you just talking about, this man who on the phone?
Yes.
I'm sorry to bust that in, but this is a real valid point. Because when I tell you I'm so concerned with my son's Power's future that I might have to move to Utah, if we don't step in and help those kids you were just talking about, the kids who don't have anything, the kids who don't have as much, who's being really criticized by kids who've been raised by parents who don't have like a core value of happiness and love, those kids turn into beasts. And then we looking at them like they're wrong, but who really did it to them?
Yeah, who programmed them? Yeah, who programmed? And that's
exactly,
and that's the whole thing right there. Who programmed them? Boy, you with a T. Good morning. How you doing this morning?
Good morning. How you doing?
Hey, doing good. Sis, I need to hear your heart, man. What we talked about the value system, man, and me and Rico did a thing a minute ago. He had I had him put $1 on the screen, and then I had him put a $10 bill on the screen. Now both of them are printed with the same paper, made with the same ink. They're of the same size. Why is one more valuable than the other? Both of them the same piece of paper.
So we said so.
Exactly.
That's where the dominion coming in at. That dominion we keep. I don't. We give that dominion to everybody. White folks, Carl, Kenna, Polo, everybody. But you don't never take our dominion. And that's why. We're backwards.
Yes.
Here. And I just noticed how backwards we were after this Will Smith thing yesterday. You don't smack nobody because of the words they say. And as I listen to a lot of people, we're backwards.
Wow.
And we neglect. Okay, that's what we do when we see kids that are unclean. See, I don't know. I'm a different kind of beast, right? Because I don't mind buying and taking care of a kid. I don't do that. That's their kid. They need to be doing this.
Don't you see that baby struggling? Don't you see that baby got some things going on? I don't care nothing about that parent. Don't you see that baby helping every child? That's not your kid. That's not your kid. Girl, if you don't get on away from me, because I'm going to do what I do because that child is in me. But see, I love people. I give my life down for a stranger. I'm a different kind of animal. So I sacrifice for someone. You understand what I'm saying? I've went to church, saw 2 white babies, and took care of them, and they tell me, what you doing that for? The parents right there, honey, clearly the parents can't get it done. They're not going to sit in my face and be nasty, dirty, stinky, funky, and untrained. Not with me. Give me them babies. Go ahead and do what you're going to do. What, go ahead and fight, go do what you want to do, but you're not taking them with you. So we backwards over here. We don't care no more. We don't want to do the work. And then we go to complaining, oh, I can't, oh, I this, oh, I that. I'm having a moment with all my nieces and nephews, and they're grown now. But I'm going back telling them, 1, I was wrong. 2, our culture was jacked up. And 3, we finna start this over. And I hold them accountable now. They 30 in their 30s and they're having kids. And I'm telling them, you know what? There are certain things I just talk to y'all. I'm not going to let you do what you do. So you might as well get ready. We got to get back our dominion.
Exactly.
We scared of everybody and everything now. So until we get our dominion back and take our kids back, take our culture back, take our communities back, this is going to be another conversation.
Absolutely. Absolutely. That's good. That's good. Tucson, I think you had something. Then we're gonna go to Ray and get his heart on this as well. Tucson, what's on your heart?
I was just thinking, I can go in the
That's
place.
scary, brother. That's scary.
Yeah. It is. It scares me the opposite of what I'm going to say. This is the terrible part. I can go in the woods or in a desert place where there's absolutely no people, and I can find peace. I can even go in the graveyard, and nobody will bother me. There's nothing, and I'm not disagreeing, but I have another point of view. There's nothing wrong with this world. It's these folks that's in here.
Yeah.
When we got here, let me just go way back. I'm just saying for the sake of the conversation. The last I checked before we got here, it was said that it's good. The animals, the birds, the trees, the heaven, the earth, everything, it was good.
Yes.
And when we first got here, when we were able to, before we got information, we was even very good. But somebody whispered in our ears and gave us something, a half truth.
Yes.
And we've been running with it ever since. And every time we get some more information, we get worse.
Yes, sir.
Any information. We seeking information. Anytime we get something, all we have to do is it has to be anything. Matter of fact, if y'all find out that Tucson got arrested, that's gonna be the talk of the day.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And we're gonna forget about coronavirus. We're gonna forget about the wars. We're gonna forget about killing children, killing each other in our neighborhoods, and we're gonna be talking about, hey, Tyler Perry gay. I didn't say he was.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that when I said that, the ears opened up.
Yeah.
Oh, I've been wanting to talk about that. Information.
Yes, sir.
And we run with it, and we start tearing down folks.
Yep. We really
That's
do.
our aim instead of building people up. So I would rather just live among myself and deal with them.
And find that peace.
The problem.
And find that peace. Absolutely. Ray, good morning. How you doing this morning?
Doing good. How are you?
Hey, doing good. We're talking about the value system, man, and what we put value in and what we take value out of. What do you say to that?
Are we talking like in a physical sense or in a mental sense? Because I feel like it's a little different.
Yeah, both. Yeah, we talk
both.
Okay. Yes, across the board.
I mean, yeah, I think there's a little bit a distraction there. Yeah, of course. But I think the biggest thing is like understanding the precedence of like putting value in the younger generation. Because if you pay attention to the news and to what's been going on, they get more violent.
Mm-hmm.
Your generation wasn't as violent isn't as violent as my generation. And my
Mm-hmm.
generation isn't going to be as violent as the next.
Mm-hmm.
So with these kids, they they got their values are skewed, but the biggest thing is that when they gain that value system, we gotta be able to look ahead. It They're not going to be complacent or stagnant. Each generation gets rowdier and rowdier and rowdier. So when we do decide what we need to focus on in value, like I don't know the young lady's name, but she was saying we need to take everything back.
Mm-hmm.
That got to be the objective. So
Yeah.
yeah, I think our values are a little skewed, and I think we should lean more towards that aspect of taking everything back because that's what the next generations are going to do, even if we want them to or not.
Exactly. That's good. That's good. Rico, I got this shirt that I made, man. I made this shirt a few years ago, and it says, "My great grandfather was a slave. My grandfather was a sharecropper. My father bought the land. Now, what is my responsibility?" What do you say to that?
I can't say none of that because I'm too stuck on the last topic you was talking about.
Mm-hmm.
You asked a question about the teachers ignoring
Yes.
the students, and we talk about the value system.
Mm-hmm.
Those same teachers when they were young were the ones that valued certain clothes.
Yes. Absolutely.
And then we talk about a microwave society. Well,
Mm-hmm.
it's a lot more convenient for teachers to teach students that make their jobs easier.
Mm-hmm.
So you got the children at home that got the home training, and the parents that actually spend quality time with them, that send their children prepared. The teachers will always give them more attention. That's the
Mm-hmm.
way it was when I was in school. Think about it. In the elementary school in the
Yeah.
70s, I saw that
Mm-hmm.
because the teachers, the students that didn't have parents that really were concerned about their education. The ones that didn't have that had parents were concerned, then they still got some attention. But it's
Mm-hmm.
easy to fall through the cracks. Every now and then you might find a teacher that came from that same scenario. I'm fighting
Mm-hmm.
for my son. My son is Sammy, that
Mm-hmm.
Cassandra was talking about.
Yeah.
And I'm fighting.
Mm-hmm.
I'm fighting, man. I mean, when I tell you it's costing me, that's why I got the book too.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? There's a lot of
Mm-hmm.
things that I have to sacrifice in the process of paying and sending money and paying investigators to find where people live, you know. But he's slipping through the cracks of the system.
Mm-hmm.
Until I finally talked to a few teachers that told me, look, we've been reaching out. We know something is going on. So
Mm-hmm.
it's the same. So we see inconsistency. If we want to make a change, I think, one thing we do, we have to realize that the value system is messed up. We have to realize also there's some logic in it though. With those
Mm-hmm.
dollar bills, with that 10, you can get 10 of those ones and
Yeah.
get more things. So
Mm-hmm.
they still made it make sense. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But at the
Yeah.
same time, they made us value the paper, and that's really what it is.
Mm-hmm.
So we have to become more consistent. Because the thing is even children that have home training can get off track. And a lot of times you get off track by being distracted.
Mm-hmm.
And so in this society, it's hard for a parent or somebody of concern to actually spend enough quality time with a child to consistently teach them and monitor them and show them what to do. They have access to video games and internet. Over
Mm-hmm.
time, whatever is good evolves and whatever is bad evolves. Whatever is evil evolves. So we
Mm-hmm.
have to remain consistent with these children. But they watch us. They
Mm-hmm.
watch us say 1 minute that God done changed me since my God and my Bible this, and then turn right back around and start throwing knives, pew, pew, pew,
Mm-hmm.
pew, pew, out
Yeah.
the blue for no reason. They've
Mm-hmm.
seen us be
Really?
inconsistent,
Mm-hmm.
hypocritical, and so they watch this.
Yes.
And then
Yes.
they don't know how to focus. See, if you can stay focused, and they can stay focused once they start getting the correct understanding of purpose and the value of life and this experience, then they will fall in that path. We have to be better examples. We have to hold ourselves accountable for being all over the place. That's why I try to say, it's a lot of people on here that read the Bible and they say they're religious and, they've gotten to a certain place. But then I guess if you listen every week or every day, there's a lot of double standards and dollar hypocrisy going on, And so when you are being seen, then they're going to pay attention to whoever else is being successful. So they're looking at the standard. The standards have changed, and the standard is talking to the money. The standard is what these rappers are talking about. Whatever going viral. That's their new value system because they didn't know how to stay focused. They got distracted on something else. So, for us to really make the change, man, we have to look at what we've done. Like Dawn said, we have to go back and look at what we've done and what we are doing. Because if we aren't being consistent and standing on our word, then they ain't gonna take our word and take it as wisdom, as advice. They're gonna take the influences of what they see works.
The foundation is flawed. The foundation is flawed, is what we're saying. Jay, I was ready to come to you, brother. I see you done went off screen. Are you back with us? Jay may have had to step away for a minute. Kurt, you wanted to say something? Kurt, you wanted to say something?
Yeah, man. Rick on to something right there. Like he really on to something right there. Like, I'm just speaking from what I'm seeing. You know what I mean? Especially working specifically with the population that I'm working with. Right. First off, in order to understand exactly what's going on, you can't speak on it without speaking on the poverty levels. It's impossible. There is a concerted effort to continuously put people in a position where they poor. If they're not, as Cassandra said earlier, if they're not poor, you want them to be the working poor, and y'all got me thinking about, like, I'm in a play right now, and one of the scenes open up where Kenyatta Shakur says, he says, revolution, change, the act of shifting things, hopefully for the better, right? He says the recognition that things as is not good enough because it's too much ignorance, too much apathy, not enough selflessness. Greed and corruption is ignoring the basic human struggle, which ignores the basic human need. Revolution is the man in the mirror, change itself. And the man in the mirror is the scariest revolution there is. Well, why is it that what we all are speaking about makes me think of that? Because what is happening is this new generation, I don't even know what they're calling them. I always get caught. I always kind of get confused with the Generation X, the millennial. I don't know what they're calling this new generation. But I've been watching and I've been paying attention to my baby. Because I have a 16-year-old. The difference in them and us is they are tired of being bullied. They are tired of not being listened to. And they are tired of being poor. And when I say being poor, I'm speaking of it beyond just the money. They're tired and they want more, and they're going to get more. Either we're going to give it to them or they're going to take it. But I do not believe that this generation, this younger generation, them folks between 14 and let's say 18, or we can say 14 and 21, they are in the mindset that if you do not make it available to me, I'm going to either create it or I'm going to take it. One or the other. So
wow.
as much as much as we may want to see in a different direction, I'm gonna say this. It may get me in some trouble, but I'm gonna say this. Over the next 10 or 15 years, you all are gonna see a ploy and a push to stop them before they get started. And it's
Exactly.
going to be our responsibility to stand for them, in front of them, because if we don't, that push is going to kill them and wipe them off the planet.
Wow. Wow.
Okay, so sounds good. How do we start? Okay, we always sit as parents, as adults, as thinking about what's going on with the youth. How do we really put in action to do what you're talking about? Because I'm down for helping out, but I'm just when I refuse to do like bullying programs and stuff like that. 'Cause my son used to DJ in Atlanta. None of the bullies came. We in there with all the good people eating food and having a good time, but the bullies ain't here for us to learn, for them to learn not to bully people no more. So what actions do we use? Because everybody say, oh, I'm so sick of them killing. You got so many great points, and like what you're saying is everything is headed to destruction if we don't fix it. So what do we do to fix it?
I'm glad you said that, sister. Can I answer that, Raheem?
Go ahead. Go ahead. Give us your quick
First
version.
and
I gotta move
foremost,
on. I gotta move around. But go ahead.
never mind. Let some
No,
other
no, no, no,
people
no, no.
answer,
No, no,
Raheem.
no. I want to hear your heart on it, brother. Go ahead. Answer it.
First and foremost, we have to, as the older generation, we have to mandate that y'all stop lying to folks. You stop telling lies to folks. Because the only way you're going to stop the killing, the only way you're going to stop the pillaging is to allow for this younger generation to actually see just how much of a part their people have played in the advancement of this country as a whole and as a world society, what just how much our people actually played in the advancement of the world. That's number one. Number two, spiritually, stop lying to these folks. Let these folks see just how much our people have played in the advancement of the diaspora of religion as a whole. That's two. Three, last but not least, we have to begin to realistically develop a, a ideology and or teach our kids to be sellers and not buyers.
That's good.
See, when you look at specifically the way curriculums are structured, if you pay real close attention, certain curriculums like private school curriculums and all of those things are designed to teach their children how to be sellers. Okay, look, you got to have a certain grade point average if you want to do this. So you got to be able to sell yourself. If you want to go to Harvard, you got to be able to sell yourself. What sells yourself is your grades, your attendance, your athletic contributions, your additional auxiliaries is your contribution. That's your sales pitch, right? Whereas if you look at some of these impoverished inner city public joints, it's like we just need you to take this test.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
good.
all you need to do is get these amount of credits and you can graduate. So when you start promoting and teaching them how to be buyers, and that's a whole nother conversation, how to be sellers, what will happen is you start to transcend the mind. The other thing is it's something as simple as, and I'll end with this, it's something as simple as bringing cursive back into the public schools.
Wow,
Back
that's
into the
good.
public schools. Scientifically proven that cursive handwriting promotes critical thinking. It allows for you to use a larger percentage of the right side of your brain, which is the creative side of your brain. And it also makes you have to use the left side of your brain, which is the analytical side.
Good deal. Good
but they
deal.
took it out of school.
Let me see. I'm on Rico. I see you had your hand up, and after you, I'm coming to Cassandra. Cassandra, what's after Rico? I'm coming to you, Cassandra. Rico, what's on your heart, brother?
What I gotta say probably won't take but about 15 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
The question gets answered all the time.
Mm-hmm.
What we have to do is actually show children from the beginning, program this computer, and always consistently show them. Remember, I said consistency.
Mm-hmm.
Show them that there is nothing in the history of life more valuable and precious than life.
Mm-hmm.
Appreciate life. If you realize that there is nothing you can accomplish, because it ain't enough money in the world can save you sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Save your life. Those vulnerable babies, ain't nothing more precious than that life, and more important than the future that they have and what they can contribute.
Mm-hmm.
If everybody really valued how precious life really was, and
Absolutely.
then take it so for granted, some of the simple things, the practical things, just going out and being able to breathe and smell and walk on 2 feet, because some people ain't got legs.
Mm-hmm.
Just valuing some of the simple things and realizing what's really important. And if we show that every day, instead of talking about the material things that we value and the standards that we set, then the standards that really matter will stand out. It's as simple as that.
Exactly. Rico, I used to say this thing all the time, and when you said that, it automatically came back to me. Cassandra, coming to you next. And before I even say it, let me say the phone lines are open 508-924-3521. 508-924-3521. I used to say this thing, excuse me. I used to say this thing all the time. I used to complain about not having any new shoes until I saw the man that had no feet. I used to, I'm gonna say it one more time, and we'll go to Cassandra. I used to complain all the time about not having any new shoes until I met a man who had no feet.
Until you
Because
saw
you
the
were
one
trying
that
to
didn't
take
have
off.
no shoes and was
Exactly.
walking around barefoot in the cold.
Exactly. And so that puts a whole different spin on it, man. And LA, you're absolutely right. You became grateful for what you have. So appreciate what you have and grasp on what you have. A better day is coming, but you can't get to that bright sunny day until you go through that night. You got to go through that night, the darkness at night, in that moment that is nighttime. You have to go through that night to get to that bright sunny day. But know that the sun is shining. Cassandra, what's on your heart?
I believe the young lady Ellie mentioned about what can we do, and last night I was on a call with black female judges, solicitors, attorneys from around the state of Georgia, and talking about change and what we need to do to bring it about. On April 30th, I will be having a Stop the Violence forum, and I'm bringing some people from around the country who have lost children in school shootings, and my family that lost a schizophrenic family member to police violence. And so I'm bringing these people together so that we can sit down and talk about what needs to be done. See, we can talk on, and say, like someone said, we can talk about it all day long. But I've always been that person that believes that getting people together and having conversations, you have to have a conversation to bring any change. Because
Absolutely.
how do you strategize without having a conversation with somebody? We need to sit down. Those that have been there, like there'll be parents that have lost their kids to gang violence, or their child may have been the perpetrator that's now in jail. We can talk about what do we need to do in order to stop the insensitivity, first of all, in our children, because a lot of these kids, they don't give a damn. They'll tell you, kill me, I don't care. I'm just saying,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
just
that's
being
true.
honest.
That's real.
They
That's
don't
real.
care.
Yeah.
Take my life, I don't care.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'll take
No.
yours in a half a second over anything. So then we have to touch them at the heart.
Mm-hmm.
And only a heart change will bring about a physical change
Come on.
in how things are happening in our society.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And see, and
Okay,
Cassandra,
but you know what?
and
Let me
Cassandra,
say something,
hold on one
This is
second,
still
Ellie,
touchy for me.
Ellie, hold on one second. I want to say this right here.
Okay.
And
All right.
I'll come right back to you. I'm gonna come right back to you. But my thing is right here. Well,
Okay.
I love what she said, because what it's saying is the value system is lost. They put no value even on their own lives. And so there's no way in this world they're gonna value yours. If they don't value their own life, why would they value yours? And they will take you out because of the fact that there's no value in life. And that's what some Rico said earlier. You have to let them know that one of the most precious things that they have is life. Go ahead, LA.
Okay, so me I have a 22-year-old son. I've seen this time and time again in Atlanta. Before, like even before they got like this, I was putting on my Facebook, which people don't listen to me. Obviously, they think I'm nuts. But I was saying, hey, we got to do something. We got to talk to these kids because they're starting to break in health. They're starting to get out of control. This was probably 10 years ago before stuff started turning around like this.
Mm-hmm.
But if we can't fix it, like the lady who was just talking about it, like she's on
Cassandra.
this call, I even came up with a way to fix it because we don't talk about it. I know many of parents my age who have kids, they won't even post them. They scared to post their own kids because they scared one of their friends might get to them instead of them. No one posts their children. They don't talk about their children. They don't talk when they're doing wrong. It's almost like condoning it without condoning it because they just put it to the side. They're not even addressing it.
Wow.
But I did come up with a solution. I may want to be on that call too, because if we can't change it as Black people for our own community, and I really don't like the label because it's really worldwide. It's really everybody. People are losing their mind.
Yeah.
We could put insurance. I got $250,000 on my 22-year-old son, and he's not even outside. He's an introvert. He's in the house, but it's usually the kids is not outside like that. They normal, and I have a younger son, so I have to change things for us. If every Black person in America had a $250,000 insurance policy on their Black children, and they start dying, boom, we get money. Then white folks don't take all them guns out the community. They don't want to see us get no money. We can stop it financially because right now a lot of people don't believe in anything but war and money.
Exactly. Now,
but that's all I'm gonna say.
Ray, you're the youngest one on the line, brother. Talk to me about that, about your generation. Talk to me, brother. What's on their heart? Why is it so off-centered? Kill or be killed? What's the mentality?
I like to think I'm older than I am, but I'm not. First of all, but like my generation, we're the ones that are slowly waking up, but it's still like I was saying earlier, and I agree with what the young lady said. It's a violent mentality. So I think the first thing, like from my experience, like I go to where they're at, like the 14-year-olds, the 6-year-olds, the 21-year-olds. I go to the concerts. I get on the video games, and
man, you just want to party, brother. You just want to party. No, I'm just going.
But hey, you can have a good time and drop some knowledge at the same time. So I think it's incumbent upon us to find those diamonds in the rough because they're there. You can see the hunger in the kids' eyes. You can see the difference between the one that's gonna shoot up everything and the one that's gonna direct the shooter. Like that's what I say with my friends all the time. I'm the most violent of all my friends, but all of my friends have a very level head, extremely level head. So when I get in my way, I'll start saying stuff, acting away. And next time I see him, I'm punching him in his head. They was like, hold on, slow down. You ain't got to punch that dude in the head. Don't punch him in the head. So I think the biggest thing is for the older generations to understand is you got to support the generation that's under you because they're closer. Unfortunately, despite what anybody wants to think, the generation that's under you, that's younger than you, is closer to touching your kids than you are at this point.
Wow.
So that you need to support those people. The 22-year-old or 25-year-olds or the 30-year-olds, it's just like, well, I want to do this program. Support that because I promise you, they know how to get to the youth faster than you do and better than you do.
Wow.
9 times out of 10, we're already there. Like I can get on my Xbox, talk or on this 200 kids in there.
Absolutely right. He is
Half of them.
right.
Hold on, Curtis. Hold on. Let him finish, brother.
Like I have a Discord with like 200 people that I barely know. Half of them are under the age of 20, and I literally can chat in there. Hey, what we on this weekend? We about to do, and half of them respond, yeah, we about to do this. So trust me when I say The younger it gets, those are the ones you need to pick and find the ones that are closer to my age range or maybe even younger, because they have their leaders.
Yeah.
We just gotta find them and place our value in those leaders and support them. Because like I forgot the lady's name, but when they get active, they're going to get active. They're either going to make or take. We only got two options in the next 10 to 20 years: make or take. So we got to show them what to make or what to take.
Exactly. And my thing is this right here, man. I've been saying this for forever. The younger generation, the generation that we're speaking of right now, and we got to get to our topic. We're gonna get to our topic in just a minute, because I think we're at a perfect transition place right now. But my thing is, the young generation right now, they will run through a brick wall. I think they will absolutely run through a brick wall and look for another to run through, and so they're not afraid of anything. But what we have to do, our generation, we have to make them concentrate on a certain target. Okay, focus. No, we're not gonna do that. No, let's focus in on this right here. This is what we need to focus on right now. Let's capture this. Let's take care of this part right here, and then we'll move on. The stuff that you want to do, we can do that. We can, but we need to right now. We need to focus. All y'all need to focus on one target. Let's focus on that one target. Take that target out. Then we can move on to closer to what it is you want to do. I know you want to go
Purpose.
Exactly.
Purpose.
Beat them down and go ahead, Rico. You onto something there. Go ahead.
They need purpose.
Yeah.
They need to understand a purpose. You see, because you said it, they will run through a brick wall, but what are they running through a brick wall for?
Exactly.
They're frustrated because the demands the demands that society places out there for the standards they need to reach to be recognized as acceptable or successful, they're hard to reach. So they're getting it by any means necessary. Money over everything.
Yeah.
Anything goes.
Exactly.
So if they desire the wrong things, even the leaders going to dictate what you desire. Jake Paul. Let's think about it. People can get rich off of YouTube by being disrespectful and rude.
Yeah.
Oh, if that's the way to go, maybe I can be a little more extreme.
Yeah.
So if you're willing to go all the way, all or nothing. If you're willing to go all or nothing, go in the right direction. Go where it's some purpose. Go all or nothing for life. Go all or nothing because you know how good this thing feels. And I know, imagine that it feels the same for y'all. And if you're feeling down, I can imagine how that feels, and I don't want to see you down.
Exactly.
So let's drive for a purpose, which is actually preserving this thing, this greatest gift of all, life.
I'm gonna tell y'all something, man, and I see you, Ray. I see you, brother. Been doing this thing for about a good 12, 13 years, man. And truth of the matter, this is one of the best shows, man. I'm really in loving this particular show today. It's something places in a position of being one of my favorites right here. And it's crazy because I realized that in the midst of doing the show. It's crazy. We got a couple of people on the phone.
Because you putting out something people are yearning for. We're not yearning for money. We're yearning for peace at this point.
Exactly.
You can give me $10 million.
I'm coming to you.
And I'll be happy with a cup of peace. I don't want the money.
Exactly.
Toy,
yes, ma'am. Go ahead.
Yeah. So I got about 320 from 18 to 22-year-olds at work. Okay. Different races too. Let me see. Got black, I got Asian, I got Latino. Oh, yeah, no, Chloe, white girl. Okay. All different aerodynamics. For one, I hate to have to say it, but that wedlock thing my daddy used to talk about when we was young, I see it now. That's the first imbalance. That's the first breakdown of a family and what makes us angry. But for two, I'm noticing that these kids, they don't even like their parents.
Yeah.
Because we're disrespectful. We don't talk to them with respect. We don't teach them anything. We think they should know. One of my relatives, I ain't gonna call them out because they might be listening. The babies is one. I said, hey, you need to put a electric cap over that socket right there because you don't want them to stick a fork in it. He's not gonna do that. He know better. I said, no, baby, they don't know better. We're making huge assumptions, and we are not teaching our children. We're not giving our children standards. We're not telling them who they are.
And this is what I'm going back doing, right? And I love it because my nephews will come back to me and say, Auntie, but I remind them of who they are first, not who I want them to be. You are a man. You have a job to do. I'm watching you. And I need for you to build this family up. And the same thing with the women. We don't just give ourselves to somebody who's not going to marry us, ma'am. We don't have abortions. So I'm going back and I'm cultivating the standard. And when I see those tears drop, we know we're getting somewhere. But I find myself doing the same thing with these kids at work. We know who they are.
Yes.
We need to learn who they are. They can feel if we don't like them. Another incident. We're at school, right? Church kid, 9-year-old. She's playing with this lady. And she looks at the lady, she said, you don't even really like kids. And the kid, they got a son. But they can just tell by my swag, I'm about that business. I do very well with kids and them little spirits that be in them that be wanting to move around. And as adults, we have dropped the ball. I'm not going to blame it on these kids. We have these kids and we know that we can't take care of them. And then we can't give them the time. That's the problem.
Yeah.
We're not married. That's the problem. We don't have enough money. That's the problem. There's problems, and we still keep doing the same things. Why we keep having these kids? Everybody on this radio station before we had kids. And we are right now not married. Didn't our parents tell us to be married before we had kids?
Yep.
We didn't listen. We went out there and did it anyway. And this is the 10 times worse. So, again, everybody everywhere needs to stop, stand right where they are, and act like a yo-yo and reel them back in.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, I was wrong. I messed up. This ain't the way. I'm sorry. And we don't do that. And we got to start from scratch. But until we, again, remind these kids of who they are, they don't know who they are. They don't know their strength. They only know the abuse we've been putting them through these last years with this whole, look, again, I'm going to throw this out there last time with Will Smith. If you're teaching your kid that I'm your mother, your sister, your brother, and when somebody says something wrong to you, you better do something.
Yeah.
You don't just stand there and this is how they react. And so there's quite a few things that we got to backtrack on to correct this. But with prayer, we can change it in an instant, and we ain't even got to do no work.
Exactly. I'm gonna go to Ray, and then we got about at least about 4 or 5 people waiting on the phone lines, and I'm gonna touch you. Yes, good. Yes, sir. I know you there, brother. I'm coming to you. I'm
about to hang this phone up, man. Listen here, man. I'm sitting here, man, trying to order the food, and you up there playing on the phone, man. I don't even know what y'all talking about, man. You don't even know who this is.
Man, I know exactly what this is. It's that guy they call Laugh a Lot. It's the guy they call Laugh a Lot. The comic that be traveling all over the world, making everybody laugh. Make them laugh so hard they pee on themselves. I'm just trying to tell you.
Watch yourself. Stop telling all my business on the air.
Oh, don't let nobody know.
Somebody might do something they ain't done before.
Oh, okay.
Watch yourself. Hold me by the cross.
There you go. Laugh. Let me ask you a question. We talking about the kid. As you know what, I'm gonna go ahead on the transition with our topic right now, and I'm gonna start it off with you. Laugh. What is the difference between being nice and being kind?
Well, being nice, it can be taken. People can be nice, nasty. You know, but kind. When you kind, you have a spirit, a gentle spirit, and that's just who you are. That's your DNA. That's your build up. But being nice, sometimes people can force you to be nice because you're in a certain setting, a certain atmosphere. Because you like, have you ever been around your parents or something, and one of your siblings don't get on your nerve, you want to bust them upside the head, and then your daddy give you that look like, if you make a move, I would choke the socks off you. You hear me?
Good Lord.
And then you be like, you got a smile on your face now because if you do anything, it's gonna cause you. So that's being nice. But if you are kind, if whatever transpired between you and an individual, you're gonna make it right before it goes any further. If you see somebody that needs help, you're gonna try to be there for that individual. Because there's several things that could transpire to that.
Absolutely.
But sound like y'all was in deep water, man. I'm gonna tell you, that last sister alone, she was on fire, but when she made a reference to Will Smith, man, that been the talk of the town.
Yeah. And that's what everybody be doing. But see, my thing is, and this is one of the points that she was making, that a few people made on here. We are so easily distracted, laugh.
Yeah.
Something will come along and we'll lose focus. When the last time you heard somebody really talk about this COVID situation? When you heard anybody talk about when you heard anybody look at Ray getting close into the camera.
Yeah.
When you heard anybody talk about the situation January the 6th? It's so many different things that's going on. And when the next ship come to town, we forget about the last ship. The ship is not gone; it's still there. But now we so
But
focused
you
on
know
this.
that's the part of it. But you got to understand something though. What we fail to realize is what's pushed in front of us. That's what we eat.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
And that's just like, and we would, okay, we could have something already, some leftovers, but somebody fix something fresh instead of bringing the leftovers back out. We're gonna eat what's fresh.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And that's just the way. That's just like the media. If they want something buried, they'll put aluminum foil or wrap it up and put it in the back of the refrigerator so you don't know nothing about it, and
Mm-hmm.
they'll keep putting something fresh out there so you forget about what's in the refrigerator.
Mm-hmm. And I'm gonna tell you
And
something.
see, that's the same way the media
Yeah.
have portrayed us to, because they know that's just like when somebody get on TikTok and there's a trend start happening. Just like they was going around here wanting to slap the teaching can up.
Mm. Don't
They
do it.
jump on everything that's fresh and feel like it's something that's popular that's gonna make them popular.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just like the topic about Will and me. By me being a professional comedian, I'm not saying that I have missed personally, met
Laugh,
Chris
laugh.
Rock,
Hold
whatever.
on. That I'm gonna jump right in for a second, and I'm gonna ask you the question, man. I'm gonna ask you the question,
Go ahead.
and we gonna deal with it how we deal with it. Now,
Okay.
if Will would have came up on that stage and slapped you like that, what would you have done?
Laugh a lot, but fuck the spot.
Let me
What
tell
do
you
you
something.
mean?
Let me tell you something. I'm not gonna stay. I'm standing near the cross, holding on to thee. Cause the way that man smacked that man,
Uh
I would have shuffled. I would have shuffled his shoes off. He had to bring Ali back up out of here.
Yep.
I mean, cause I'm gonna tell you something. He smacked him when he got in that one little fight, and the mom got scared and moved him out to the auntie in Bel Air.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because that would have been the fight that they would have moved him back to Bel Air. Because I'd have put a thumping on him, and we'd have told that whole Oscar.
That's
Yeah,
right.
because it's not because what you don't do, even regardless. But see, irregardless of see what people don't know the backdraft of that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
See, 2016. Let's fast forward to this. 2016, Jada and Will boycotted the Oscars.
Yeah.
Said it was too white.
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
And Chris Rock was hosting the Oscars.
Mm-hmm.
Chris Rock made a lot of implications against the Smiths. Said a lot of things. Well, if Will and Jada, just like they're boycotting the Oscars, like that's just like me saying something about Rihanna panties. That's never gonna happen.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know?
No,
Yeah.
he said her panties that I ain't invited.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah. Somebody's not invited. Well, you know the story. But anyway, but that's where the build up from this man been holding this for a while.
Mm-hmm.
So he was just like you hear him say, "Keep my wife name out your mouth."
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what he said. The
So
thing
basically,
about it was
so
that
basically,
this
so
man
basically,
had
what he's
reached his
saying.
boiling point.
So basically, what you're saying, laugh. That slap wasn't just for what was said at that time. It was something he was holding on
Mm-mm.
to for a long time.
Yeah,
Look,
he didn't get a chance to catch up with him and work on him then.
okay, hold on, laugh. Let me hold on. Stay right there, brother. Let me pull some more people into this conversation. And I'm gonna go right now. Let me do this right here. And I'm gonna go to Jay. Before I do that, I want to let you know that you're listening to DK, your media group and associates. This is the Morning Glow, and our topic for the day is what is the difference between nice and kind. So, Jay, what is the difference between nice and kind?
Great question again. I'm loving this show too, brother. Nice and kind, like the gentleman just said that spoke before me. You can be paid to be nice. People who have college degrees working at McDonald's, they're told you have to be nice and greet the customer. So that's a facade. But when you're doing it from the heart, I believe that's where kindness comes in, because it's something that's in your, like he said, it's in your DNA, it's in your makeup. You were raised like this. It's like how you were raised to love and to show charity and to be kind to others and to do people like you want them to do unto you.
Mm-hmm.
That's the difference between being nice and being kind.
Cassandra, what do you say it is? What is, in your estimation, what is the difference between being nice and being kind?
Pretty much. what has been said. I believe kindness is a part of your spirit, your character, who you are, and nice, like they said, nice can be paid for. You know, you can be paid to be nice, but I really believe with all my heart that kindness comes from your character. It's a spiritual thing. It's within you, and that's the most important. So I don't pay attention so much to people being nice to people because they can have their own agenda, but kindness comes from your spirit.
Rico, how does one identify nice and kind? If someone is being nice, how do you know whether they're being nice to you or they're just being kind to you because it's something that's in them?
Kindness is automatic. Nice. You decide. You making a choice. That's a decision you make. You know. Oh man. I love my job, man, but I sure hate my boss. Get on my nerves, but you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna be nice today. You make a decision to be nice.
Yeah.
So kindness, man, kindness. You might say sometimes, you know what? I'm gonna put my foot down, but the kindness in you won't even realize when it was time for you to put your foot down. You didn't do it.
Yeah.
Because you just naturally kind anyway. You just, and so it's easy to tell a pleasant spirit. It's easy to read naturally.
Good deal. Ray, would you rather for someone to be nice to you or kind to you?
Not gonna lie, I would rather somebody be nice to me because I can manipulate that. I can't manipulate kindness. Kindness is pure.
Wow.
I can't turn kindness around and turn it into what I want it to be because it's ascension. It's innate. It's not touchable. So niceness, I can turn that. I can do what I want with that.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's good. That's good. Toya, talk to me. Would you rather somebody be nice to you or kind to you?
Well, I need you to be both. You know, there's nothing wrong with being nice and kind because I'm a nice, kind monster if you make me, right? But being nice is something that you choose to do. You know, you can be a nice person. You don't have to be in a presence long to see, oh, okay, they were being a nice person. You know what? Let me tell you something. Chris Rock was being nice, not drawing back, knocking that boy back to what? What? He was real nice for not hitting him back, but he held his composure. And sometimes kind people, right? Now, I ain't even gonna hit nobody back because I understand it was under frustration. You know, kind people have different limits. You know, you do that from the core of who you are. You know what I'm saying? I ain't a killer, but don't push me. You feel what I'm saying? You can be a kind person, but you can still have something down in you where people will say, "Oh, you're not kind and you're not nice," right? Like you can be good to your kids, but then when you tell them they can't do something, "Mommy, you're not nice. Daddy, you're not nice," right? That's what we do, where we can have our way.
Exactly.
But when it comes to being kind, you know you're a kind mother. You know you're a kind father. You don't look to do things. You can be a nice robber. You can be a nice some child molesters are nice. They're not normally mean, rude, and aggressive, right? Most of these senators and stuff is nice. That write things into law that they know are no good. Some of these cops, they might have been around them and thought that they were a nice person. They were showing nice actions, but deep down they're not a kind person. So it can be tricky. So either way it goes, I praise the Lord because I could be anything in this world. I can get with you if you're nice. I can get with you if you're kind, and I can get with you if you're a monster.
Wow. Let me go to let me see. K with an E. Good morning. How you doing this morning?
Good morning, blessed.
What do you say? What do you say today, K? What is the difference between being nice and being kind?
You could, being nice is being polite to people and just treating people well, and being kind is when you actually care and you can show a person that you care. So if you kind, you care. You have a caring heart because you're being kind. But at the same time, you can be kind to someone even though you aren't nice to them, and you could be certainly nice to someone and be unkind to them.
Wow.
So it just go like that. It just, like you said, it's a choice. So like, I don't like you, but I'm gonna be kind because I'm a caring person. So I'm gonna be kind to you, but I really don't like this person. But I know how to be kind.
Yeah. Okay, that's
See,
good.
I'm that type of person. You probably could pay me to be kind to a person before you could pay me to be nice to a person. I have a
Wow.
caring heart, and my heart is caring. So my kindness gets mistaken, but I'm a kind person.
Okay.
But I can be kind to you and very unnicely. Like I'm not nice at all.
Okay.
Ain't nothing nice about me. I'm kind. I have a very caring heart. But when you mess with it, that niceness come out.
Okay. 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 Charles, good morning. How you doing this morning? Charles, you there?
Yeah, what's up? I'm mute.
There you go. There you go. There you go. We're asking a question, man. What's the difference between being nice and being kind? What's the difference?
I like who is that? Who was just talking? I like their answer, man.
It's K with an E.
Yeah, that was a good answer, but there's a lot of similarities with the word, man. Nice and kind. A person can be nice. I think there's a lot of similarities. I really don't know, man. I guess you can be kind if you're just a kind person. You understand? And that means like you're just a soft person or a person with feel for people, things like that. I really don't know, man. This is a good question. Yeah, that's a real good question.
And so a lot of time people are saying that, a person is just nice and you can pay a person to be nice and different things of that nature. But they were saying that kindness is something that's in you. Kindness have to be in you. It's almost like a spiritual type thing that's in you to be kind. And so that's the angle that a lot of people.
So you're saying a person can be paid to be nice to a person?
Yes.
That's
yeah. Like going to work. You going to work with your boss. You might not like your boss, but you.
But if you don't like him, you just being nice because you're a cordial, nice person like that. Being nice, but can't you just be a nice person though? Even though you can be paid to be nice, but I agree with you on that because I didn't think about it like that. But can't you be like just a nice guy? Like that's just a nice guy. You get what I'm saying? He's always a nice guy. That's a nice guy. You know how the saying is, what nice guys finish last.
Yes,
so that's a nice guy.
But let me ask you this question, and I'm glad you did that. But and I love that this nice guy, is he also a kind guy?
That's the part that got me on that. See, that's where you got me at right there.
Go ahead, Ray. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Ray.
So I think the difference is like if you say like nice guys finish last, or and can he be kind at the same time, is what influences him and what can take him out of that. Like the young lady was saying earlier, she's still kind, but she's not nice. Like nice can be changed, if that makes sense. Nice can be altered. Like, all right, I'm nice now. You do something to me, I'm gonna be upset. I'll be spiteful. I'll be vindictive. Your kindness doesn't waver in that sense. So if you're kind, it doesn't alter in the same way. Like if someone do you wrong, like rear injury or something like that, and a nice person would get out and be vindictive. A kind person would get out. All right, let's figure this out. You okay? So on and so forth. So on and so forth. So nice can be manipulated. Kindness can't.
Okay.
My emotion.
Hey, Charles, I muted you, brother, because you got some background noise coming because you're in your car.
Okay.
But, go ahead.
So what he was saying, how he said that, and what you said earlier, Raheem, about paying somebody to be nice and things like that. You heard of the analogy of the glass, like whatever's in the glass, and you tip over the glass. If Coke is in the glass, Coca-Cola is gonna spill out. If mud is in the glass, mud is gonna spill out. So if niceness is in the glass, or I think better yet, what you're making me think, or how I'm looking at it different, is that if kindness is in the glass, then kindness is gonna spill out. But niceness is never something that's just, you can pour niceness in and pour it out at all time, anytime you want to, because like you said, going to work, you're being nice for a reason, right?
Exactly. And so this is, and I knew with man, this is good because how everybody is dealing with this whole situation. Rico, man, I don't know whether I should come to you right now or not, brother. You got that smile on your face. I don't know what that's all about. But let me do. I'm not even gonna do it right now. Nope, I'm not gonna do it.
No, it ain't nothing bad, man. I'm just gonna say it's like y'all sort of confusing me a little bit because we complicating it. You can be nice or you can be mean. The choice is yours. But being kind is just something that's in you, and you ain't making a choice to do that. That's just automatically who you are. I'm gonna open the door for you because I see you need me to open the door for you. I'm gonna grab this bag for you because I see you too old to be carrying this bag. And I'm not gonna ask you for any money. Kindness comes with just being considerate of the situation all the time, and always trying to make it better. That's just natural kindness. Now, you can have a choice to say, you know what? I think I want to go up here and turn everything upside down today. I'm going to be mean.
Gonna be nasty. Yeah.
So, I mean, you know, it's easy, but I'm hearing what everybody's saying and everybody's on the same page. But I'm like, man, sometimes, man, you know, it even goes back to the last topic. Sometimes it's just practical. We make it so complicated. We riding around here single, buying SUVs for the look, and not understanding that we don't need it. We reading too much into things sometimes. We just need to get back to basics and keep it simple sometimes. Nice is a choice, just like being mean is a choice.
Exactly. LA, talk to me, sis. What's on your heart?
I want to, that's Rico who just left out, because now I'm starting to learn the names and stuff on the show. So I agree with him. Like, some things are just innately in you. Like, you're born, like, my father was born a killer. He killed people. That's what he did. And either you kill, or you're a chef, or you did. So be what you are. Because if you're made in a God's image, then that's what you need to be. You need to get back to the core thing. It's so simple, just like you said. We can all be one way if that's what we choose to be.
Exactly.
We don't need their medicine if we choose to heal ourselves. We don't need a book to be a good person if that's what we choose to be. That's all I'm saying.
Exactly. This is good. And LA, that just means you need to come back on here with us more. You know, you're learning the names now. So you're doing good. Laugh a lot. Talk to me, brother. Nice and kind. What is the difference, man? Give us some of that laugh a lot answer. Laugh, you there? Laugh, don't wake up and go to sleep. Wake up and go to sleep. Cassandra, talk to me, sis.
Man, don't start that talking about no wake up and go to sleep stuff. Don't start that. I muted my phone because you over there. Mute your phone. You got some noise in the back.
Yes, sir. What's the difference? What's the difference between a laugh? Give me some a nice and kind. What is the difference?
Let me tell you something. Just like I say, a lot of people say kind is a characteristic. Kind-hearted person. Nice is don't push me because I'm close to the edge.
Oh,
I'm glad not to lose my head.
Yes, sir.
See what I'm saying? Because you get to shuffling your lips too much. You know what I'm saying? You know, I'll be nice to a certain extent.
Did you say shuffling your lips?
Yeah, you shuffle your shoes too much. You're walking too close to me. I need at least 6 feet. You need to keep that COVID thing going. I need 6 feet. I need 6 feet. I get too close. I feel like I feel threatened. That niceness gonna turn into something nasty. You know what I'm saying?
You ain't gonna split the wig.
When the thing about it is, a lot of times people, they say the comparisons are not that far off, but you got to understand something. Just like someone stated earlier, you can pay to be nice. Somebody can pay you to be nice. You know. You know, or offer you something to be nice, or be cordial with somebody that you have a disagreement with. You know. Just to get along for the moment, just don't make us look bad. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And see, the thing about it is, so it's a stereotype that a lot of people, you know. And you ever see somebody try to be nice, but they don't pull it off real well? You don't have to fake kindness because kindness automatically shows.
Yeah. That's good.
But you trying to be nice. Some people try to be like, "How you doing?" I'm good. And then they gritting and got their teeth closed together the whole time, like I want to cut you out for real. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But my mama might disown me after I say what I got to say to you. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
But the thing about it is, though, man, we got so many people that's going through different phases of their life, and being nice and kind. I'd rather you be both of them. If you're really kind, you're gonna be nice. But just cause you're nice, you're not gonna be kind.
Wow.
So you got to understand that. It's just the way you put it into verbiage, and a lot of people say, well, you know, if I'm nice, I am kind. No. You nice because you being respectable for the moment. But if it presents itself, if you're really a kind person, you won't try to get an altercation with somebody. You won't listen. If they say one more thing, I'm being cool right now. I'm being nice. I'm being cool. But boy, one more, just one more, just one more. It's gonna be wing spitting season. You hear me?
Exactly.
But a kind person gonna be like, yo, man, this ain't even working. I'm too old for this. I got better things that I can do with myself. I could be doing something else, man. Hey, you have a blessed day, man, and push on through
Exactly.
because that's in their nature.
Hey,
You know
Lab,
what I mean?
I need you to do me a favor though, man. Because I know it's somebody else there with you, man. And I'm gonna go to Jay after you do this. So, Country Bob there?
Oh, well, Bob had moved out though. But he still come by every now and again and spend the night.
Okay, is he there now?
Yeah, he over there on the couch.
Ask Country Bob what's the difference between nice and kind.
Bob, right here, told me to ask you what's the difference between nice and kind.
Tell him come and get on the phone. Tell him get on the phone and explain it to me.
Well, you won't tell him yourself? Hello, Rahi. What's up, Rahi?
Yeah. What's up, Bob? How you doing, Country Bob? What's going on with you, man? How you doing?
Look here, let me tell you something. I know the difference between nice and kind. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I was nice to the people. See, I was nice to the people that I didn't make bacon out of them. You understand what I'm saying?
You was nice to the pig, or you didn't make bacon.
Yes, I will. I was nice to him. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now, was that? Go ahead.
Okay.
Was that nice or kind?
And look at me. And I was kind enough to take the sausage that I made out of them and take it to my neighbor. That's what I was. I was kind enough to. But see, you say you got to understand something, brother.
Go talk to me.
Look at here. I'm gonna tell you something. It'd be nice if you get some hair in your head. I tell you that, because boy, you've been bald for a long time here.
Man, look here.
But
look here. Don't make me Will Smith you now.
And
don't make me Will Smith.
I'm kind enough. I just ordered you a wig from Amazon Prime. Because my cousin told me how to order stuff, and I say, look here. I say, order that guy, Raheem Ashamate, or Slappermate, whatever his name is. I say, because I'm a kind-hearted person. I say, get him a wig because it's gonna be cold. He said, well, he told me springtime to come, so I'm gonna get you a hat, okay?
Look here, man. Don't make me Will Smith you now. Don't make me Will Smith.
Let me tell you something. You can Will Smith, Fred Smith, Stevie Smith, but I tell you what, by the time you get back there, you walk with a limp with all the Smith. You come over this way. I'm gonna tell you something. I fought a midget one time, pulled 3 of his teeth out. I slapped the fire out of him. Let me tell you something. You don't want this kind of smoke here, buddy. Let me tell you something.
You talk like
I jumped on a midget the other day in Walmart. You hear me? Knocked him up under the bucket. Drug him on aisle 6, 7, and 8. Throw light bread in the bucket. Got out of the store in less than 20 minutes. You better get up off me, buddy.
Look at you're trying to make it sound like you're pretty bad there, like you're pretty tough there, fella. I got something for tough guys too,
What?
Yeah, I know. I got
something
for tough guys.
When I woke
too.
up, none of that happened. But anyway, I'm just telling you. Okay. You know what I'm saying? You don't want this smoke. You don't want the smoke. I'm telling you something. You don't want the smoke because I've been taking karate online. You hear me?
Karate online. How you practice?
Yes, sir. I'm gonna get my belt in the mail next week.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Well, you better put that belt around your waist, hold your pants up. That's all it's good for. Because it ain't good for nothing else. It ain't good for nothing else. Nothing.
Hey, listen. Let me tell you something. You on the radio talking to me like I ain't talked to you in almost 2 years, and you over here talking to me like that. Let me tell you, you're gonna end up wearing 3 shoes, 2 on your feet. And you can figure out where the other's going. You hear me?
Bye,
I'm trying to be nice.
Bye, Bob. Bye.
What?
Jay. Bye, Bob. Jay. What's on your heart, brother?
Hey. Nothing, man. I'm just laughing at you guys, man. This is definitely a great show today. Again, it all comes down to learned behavior. If you learn love, you're going to get love. Life it's a boomerang. Everything you throw out there is going to come back to you. If you throw out hate, if you throw out negativity, that's what you're going to receive in return. You're going to get hate. You're going to get negativity. If you throw out love, if you throw out kindness, just meekness, just gentleness, you're going to get all those things in return. At the end of the day, it's all about what you've learned and what you're able to adapt to. It's all about love.
Absolutely. Monique, good morning. How you doing this morning? Monique, you there?
Good morning. Good morning.
Monique, we're asking a question. What is the difference between being nice and being kind? What's the difference?
Well, I'll give you example from work, from work experience. I was having some issues at work, and so my supervisor gave me a an article, and it said not to be nice at work.
Mm-hmm.
And so what I did is I learned the difference of being nice, and a nice person at work is not wanting to rock the boat, not saying anything. Um, and the article also say that a nice person can slow progress.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, I had an experience where I had somebody that was under me, and they wasn't doing what they were supposed to do, but I was being nice, to try to help them. Um, but also in the article, it says being kind is letting that person know that they needed to do the work, but you
Mm-hmm.
can still do it, in a respectful way.
Mm-hmm.
A nice person, they work off of how people see them,
Mm-hmm.
where kindness ain't not worried about that.
Mm-hmm.
That's not what drives them. What drives them, hey, this is what's going on. This is what you need to do. And I'm telling you in a respectful way.
Mm-hmm. That's good.
So, that's how I learned, what the difference between, being nice. Somebody that don't want to rock the boat, going with the flow,
Mm-hmm. That's
whereas
good.
being kind is, saying what's on your mind, but doing it in a respectful way.
Good deal. Good deal. 508-924-3521. 508-924-3521. Give us a call. We'd love to have your input. Asking the question, what is the difference between being nice and being kind? Is there any difference? Curtis, talk to me, brother. Curtis, you there? Rico, talk to me.
Man, only thing I can say is, man, I'm gonna make it real short. I've always been able to recognize a very kind spirit,
Mm-hmm.
but I ain't never been able to recognize a nice spirit.
Yeah.
So that lets you know right there that kindness is in your spirit.
Mm-hmm.
You know, your spirit might be built on evil or anger. So you might be a born killer.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that can happen. So it's all about your spirit, man. I had an aunt, man. It's funny that you bring this up because I went and put flowers on her grave yesterday. I went and see my grandmama's and my aunt. And she had she was different, man. I think the word I'm trying to think of is eccentric or something. I guess I don't know what it was, man. She was an odd woman, man. You know, she tried to come off as mean.
Mm-hmm.
But she was as kind as she could be, man. I mean, it was like she didn't know how to communicate.
Yeah.
But everybody loved her, but she still would try to be mean because she thought that's what it took. That was her defense mechanism. But no matter how mean she was still always fold. So people realize, oh, Margie, she be, you know, you ask for something, she be like, don't come asking me for nothing. I ain't got
Mm-hmm.
it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then she'll come around and give it to you and go on, don't ask me for nothing else.
Yeah. Exactly.
But she was always there. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I'm saying? She would like, when I couldn't have anybody, I had my sons living with me and I didn't have anybody to watch them. She would watch them.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, and I remember when I was young, always thinking that she would be the one that would say no. So, you know, that's being kind, man, and having that kind spirit. But she tried to be mean and it didn't even work.
Mm-hmm. And you know what's amazing is you say it was your aunt. I had an aunt named Margie as well, man, and she man, Margie was something else. Margie was she the kind of person, man, and she'll give you the way. As a matter of fact, when I went to Hawaii, that's who took me to Hawaii. Her and she was my husband was military, and it was they went. She would always say, "Look at boy, you wanna come over here, Kentucky, and all these different places." That's how I got a chance to see different things. But she had this thing she'll tell you. She say, Two things I remember from her. She's going home to glory now. She say, she'll tell you she'll be eating something. She'll look at you and she'll say, "Have none." Instead of saying "have some," she'll say, "Have none." And or the one thing that I always remember, somebody said it on here a couple of times: "If you like it, I love it." And she'll be somebody be in a situation. She'll say, "Okay, okay, that's how you want it. Okay, if you like it, I love it." And she'll leave it right there. Cassandra, coming back to you, Cassandra, you there?
I'm here.
I told y'all coming back there. What's on your heart, man? The difference between how wide is the gap between being nice and being kind? How wide is that gap?
I was just going to give a scenario of something that happened many years ago when I was married. There was a woman that was having an affair with my ex-husband,
Mm-hmm.
and this woman would torment me. She would call me, let me know what was going on, how she was doing it to him. I mean,
Good
she was
Lord.
ruthless.
Good Lord.
And
Woo.
I used to
Woo.
pray. I used to pray for that woman. I
Mm.
mean, like constantly,
Mm.
and it hurt me. I mean, it hurt me to my, it damaged me
Mm.
what she did to me. And somehow this woman got, well, I know how, but anyway, this woman got sick, right? And she
Mm.
developed cancer. I was in ministry at the time. She knew I was in ministry. And this woman called my house and was crying and said, I have cervical cancer. Every time I'm praying about it, I keep seeing your face. Can I come over and
Mm.
talk to you? And now,
Woo.
any woman would know that right there, that was a hard decision for me to make.
Mm-hmm.
And she came over and I let her in my house and she started crying and she said, I'm sorry for, what was going on between me and your husband. But
Mm.
every time I try to pray about this cancer, I see your face. Would you pray for me?
Mm.
And I prayed for that woman. And when I tell y'all, I prayed, and it makes me feel like crying even now
Mm.
thinking about it. I prayed for that woman as if she was a family member or a best friend.
Mm.
And that was out of the kindness of my heart because of what God. That's why I say kindness it's a part of your character.
Mm-hmm.
It's a part of
Mm-hmm.
your character, your DNA. So
Mm-hmm.
even though somebody may not be nice to me, I know how to be kind to them,
Mm-hmm.
regardless,
Wow.
regardless. But that story has always stuck with me because that was an act of kindness and compassion that only God could have given me for a woman that was destroying my marriage along with my husband,
Mm.
ex-husband.
Wow. That's powerful. That's powerful. Because I'm gonna tell you something, man. God had to step in and intervene on you and that one because that's a lot. That's a lot.
Mm-hmm.
That's a lot to have to deal with. And then and the way you say you prayed for her, man, that's man, God was all over that. God was all over that. Badger, what's the difference between being nice and being kind?
Difference between being nice and being kind.
Come
Hmm.
on, Badger.
I don't view it as being any different.
Mm-hmm. Mm.
I do feel that it's a mindset. Because how can you be nice without being kind and vice versa?
You can. You can. There,
Um,
there's many ways.
yeah, when people start making up 15 different words to say the different actions of how to be nice or how to be kind or whatever,
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
you know, the lovely English dictionary where they need 1,000 words to explain every single solitary thing.
Mm-hmm. Hold on, Badger. I'm gonna let you list to a few more people. Then I'm gonna come back to you because there is a major difference. Hold on for a second, Jay. Um, let's deal with that this Cassandra situation, man. That Jay, that took a lot, bro. Jay, you muted. You muted.
Yeah, that is a lot. My wife actually started cooking, so you might start hearing some stuff. Forgive me,
Okay, just
but
bring me a
yeah,
plate. Bring me a plate, brother, because I'm hungry. Go ahead.
say no more. She keeps me healthy.
There you go. Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, it's like everyone's saying, it's a heart thing. It's something that's inside of you that Like they say God so loved the world, and He made us in His likeness and in His image. If He so loved the world that He gave His only begotten Son, then we have some of that in our DNA as well. No matter who you are, or where you come from, it just has to be cultivated, if you will, and brought out. It has to be. It's a learned behavior. We do what our parents taught us. When we learned how to walk, they held us by the hand, they showed us. When we learned, I mean, we ate what they cooked, and we developed habits after that. It's a learned behavior.
Toya, what a T. Talk to me, sis.
Yeah, no, that's an incredible amount of strength, but that's God-like. Right? And that's the love about it. And for those that have been on here for a minute, y'all know I was in a similar situation like that. And God asked me to do that for a man. That would not have done it for me, but I found so much power in that. That's why Cassandra's so powerful. Because of the sacrifices she made for her God, meant that God-like image. You understand what I'm saying? And this, again, is a contributor to what we were talking about today about where we are in the world. The sacrifice that comes with trying to live in that image and be that image of a God. Love you no matter what. Be there for you no matter what. Do the right thing. Do it with greatness and excellence no matter what. It's life-changing. It's healing. And that's when the world is in chaos because we lack that. We lack that. We want people dead from messing with our husbands. We want to, we don't go kill them. Listen, let me tell you something. We want to slap the taste out your neck because you said something about my spouse to me. So at the end of the day, when I love the Lord so much now because I thought I was strong before. No, I was worldly strong, hard because I just had to put up with everything and deal with everything and this and the third. So when you tap in and think about I am in the image of a God, it makes sense now. Oh, that's why I have to love you because you know now what you do. That's why I have to pray for your healing because I don't want you to leave here because you was blind like me. I want you to live. You understand what I'm saying? And we don't do that no more. And until we get back to that, it don't matter what my brother do. I'm going to love you. I don't want you dead. I want you to live, and I'm going to fight for you. Now, you're not going to use and abuse me now. The train don't stop nowhere now. Don't get it twisted because I'm being kind to you from my heart. But that power that comes with the kindness, that God-like kindness, it changes the world. It is healing, and that's why we need it. So when you're being nice and when you're being kind, you're only doing things that's in a reflection of a God. If you're not doing those things, you're doing the opposite. Can you imagine what kind of reflection you're putting out and what kind of God that's going to be given praise to? So it's very important to be nice and kind, man. But I think they work hand in hand.
Okay. And see, and a person, and we established this early in the broadcast, Rico. A person can be nice without being kind, but it's hard for a nice person to be kind because we established the fact that kindness is something that have to be in you. It's a part of your spirit. It's a part of your DNA to be kind. Would you agree with that, or am I off base?
Yeah, I mean that's what I feel. Earlier, you know what I'm saying. I said it to me. It goes back to the spirit. You know what I'm saying. I mean, you just know the kind spirit. I mean, if normally if it normally if someone or some animal has a kind spirit, it is nice. But sometimes kind people have to fight. And when they're fighting, they're being mean. They're being aggressive. You know what I'm saying? They might injure somebody or hurt somebody in the process of defending themselves. Now, like I said, I ain't a killer, but don't tempt me. Don't push me. When your back is against the wall, you can be kind as you want to be. But then all of a sudden, it comes a time where you have to stop being nice and start being nasty, start being mean. But you still are a kind-hearted person. So I think that's why there's a difference in the use of it, even with the what Badger put in the chat, and with the definitions is justifiable what he was saying. I knew where he was headed to because they should go hand in hand naturally. But I think when it comes to the action of being nice or being mean, I think you could discern those two differently a little bit then.
Mm-hmm. But and my thing is where we were in the conversation, we were talking about the differences in them. Yes, they can be the same. Yes, they could be similar, but there's certainly a difference because a nice person can't necessarily be kind. A nice person can, you could be nice, like you said earlier. You could be nice because of the fact that, man, you want to, hey, you're gonna make that money on your job. You're gonna be nice to your boss.
A nice person could put a drug in your drink.
Exactly.
Kidnap your child.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Marry you and be just messing your children up and you don't even know it.
Mm-hmm.
That ain't too kind.
Mm-hmm.
They don't have a kind spirit. They have an evil spirit.
Exactly. And Badger, I understand what you said. He put in there. He said, then they faking being nice. Absolutely. Yeah, they are faking being nice. But
so you can fake being nice.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he got a very valid point there. You can fake being nice, but you can't fake being kind. You can't fake being kind because kindness
I disagree.
Is on a totally different level.
You can fake being kind too. People can act like they care and don't care at all. You can fake anything you want to fake nowadays.
I don't agree with that.
Kind.
I don't agree.
Being nice.
I don't agree. I don't agree with that.
Yes, a person can act like they care. Oh, I care. I love you. And then be all behind your back doing all kind of stuff. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, they care. And then you find out, man, you don't care. You was lying.
Okay.
You was faking.
Were they faking? Hold on, okay. Hold on. Okay.
No, she thought her husband cared. Her husband didn't care.
Okay, ain't gonna stop. But my thing is this right here, okay. I ain't want to cut you off. I want to see can I make this point and see if we get somewhere with this thing. But my thing is this right here. Are they faking being nice or are they faking being kind? In the instance right there, are they being nice or you're being kind? Faking the fact of being
kind is caring, and nice is being polite and well. You like you treating a person nice and you being polite to them. Mm-hmm. Look up the definition. Kind is caring. It's a character, so you care, and people can fake and say, "Oh, I care." This lady, I talked to this lady for I don't know how many hours yesterday, just trying to, and I prayed with her and all kind of stuff. Like, you just need to pray. Like, that's it and that's all. Cassandra was caring when that lady called her. Her caring side stepped in. Like, I care. I care about people. I care about women as an individual. And she cared. And she had a caring heart. That could have went either way. And she cared. And she cared enough to pray for that woman instead of let that woman come over there and say, well, you got what you deserve. Okay. Because she noticed God already spanking her. So let me pray and give her some comfort while she go through this.
Okay. Hold right there for a second, okay? Okay. Hold right there for a second. I understand what you're saying. I can't say that I agree with what you're saying. I understand what you're saying. And from your point, and you have your right to have your opinion, and that's your opinion on this. But Rico, what did you just type in the thing? Tell what you just type in the thing.
Let me see if I can find it right quick. You talking about in the chat on Facebook?
Yeah, either one.
I said so they must not have a kind spirit. Kindness and sincere. And then on Facebook I put that, compassion is what Cassandra showed. Consideration for that could be me in her shoes is what Cassandra showed. That the bigger issue. So that's where the kindness came in. Yes, she was being nice at the same time, but it was that ultimate kindness of her spirit that made her realize, that could be me. So I think, like I said, to me, kindness comes with a nature. And even with, like I said, with Badger putting stuff in the chat, all of that is true, but there's words in describing what kind is, like nature.
Yeah.
Natural.
Yeah. Exactly.
To me, kindness is natural. If you tricking somebody into thinking you're being kind, then you're not kind. You're a trickster. You're a fraud.
Yeah.
You're evil spirited if you tricking somebody into thinking that your spirit is kind, or you're tricking somebody into thinking that you were being nice. You still made a choice. That's pretty mean to do. You get what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So you couldn't naturally have a kind spirit to use that kind of tactic.
Good deal. Public citizen, good morning. How you doing, sir?
Good morning. Pretty good. A lot of interesting comments about this thing. I looked it up online. a philosophy school was talking about it. Nice is defined as pleasing, agreeable, delightful, while kind is defined as having, showing, or proceeding with benevolence. So they're saying the difference seems to explain why they use nice but not kind to describe things besides people.
Mm-hmm.
So like, yeah, kindness is like deeper. I think that's what
Yes.
everyone's kind of alluding to. Like,
Mm-hmm.
this goes deeper to your character. I think it's easier to act nice. I mean, it's easier to fake being nice than it is easier to fake being kind. That's what
Mm-hmm.
I keep hearing from people, and
Yeah.
I think I agree with that. You know, like, you're not like, let's say you work with, coworkers or whatever. You have to be nice to them. You have to, right? That's the social standard. Everyone should be kind of respectful and just
Mm-hmm.
pleasant.
Yes.
But kind seems like a deeper level. So,
Mm-hmm.
and then I had a question, like, there's a famous saying, you have to be cruel to be kind. Like, if your friends or family are messing up, you might have to put them in check. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I wonder what people think about that expression. Do you have to be cruel to be kind?
Mm. Ask that one more time. Let me grab it. Ask that one more time. Do you have to what now?
Do you have to be cruel to be kind ever?
Mm. That's not that's a heck of a question right there. That's a heck of a question. Rico shaking
I
his
think
head
that's
now.
about perception.
Huh? It's about
Because
deception.
some people might feel like you're being cruel if you're telling the truth, right? Because a lot
Mm-hmm.
of people are like, aren't you mean? No, I'm not mean. I'm telling the truth.
Mm-hmm.
You're not going to do something. Like, for instance, how we be on here sometimes we talk about promiscuous women and we straight up call them a whore.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's mean. That's true.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, but you know what I'm saying? No, it's mean and cruel is what you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
Let's talk about that. So I think sometimes it can be about perception. Sometimes we got to be real because sometimes when it comes to checking people, that's the first offense. Like the kid, oh, I can't do what I want to do. You're saying something to me that's right. You're mean. I don't like you. You know what I mean? So I think there's a difference. You need to know it. And some people can misconstrue the two. However, when you have someone, and again, you got to be real. See, we living in a time where we got an issue with being real. The difference between somebody being nasty with you and somebody being totally brutally honest
Mm-hmm.
with you,
Mm-hmm.
there's a difference. But a person will portray, oh, they talked to me so bad, this, that, and third, and you didn't use not one curse word.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So it's about perception in this day and time because for some reason we have an issue in today's time being honest and real. We exaggerate and blow things way out of proportion.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Wow, that's good. That's good. Bishop, good morning. How you doing this morning?
Man, great. How are you doing?
Hey, doing good, brother.
How's everybody?
Hey, doing good. What is is there a difference between being nice and being kind, Bishop?
Yes, it is. Even though people try to tie the two together,
Mm-hmm.
the definitions and what the acts thereof are altogether different. Being kind is being of a benevolent spirit.
Mm.
That's what kind is. And being nice is how would they say it? I'm very familiar with the two. Is being delightful.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, yeah. So if you made a check, if you got dressed, you can't say that's a kind dress. That's a nice dress.
Mm-hmm.
But then when you go of love and show some level of piety toward the situation and you're being benevolent, then you're kind.
Mm-hmm.
So it seems like you can put the two words and make them one, but they're not. And
Mm-hmm.
the action of all together different.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Wow, that's good. That's good. Rico, I see you over there, brother. What's on your heart?
Oh, I mean, no, I'm just, I agree. He's saying key words: spirit, nature, benevolence. That's just
Mm-hmm.
like I said. That's just a natural thing. It goes back to what I was saying about my aunt trying to be mean and having that delivery. But, who was that public citizen that asked
Yes.
that question? You don't have to be cool to be kind because in most times in group settings, the kindest people are the ones that are less appreciated. They're the
Mm.
ones that people call on only when they need them. People forget about them when they're having party and having trips, when they're doing their extravagant stuff. The kind people are the ones that everybody forget about. But then when they are on the bottom, They always got this one person they can always depend on. And look, that one person says, look at them, they don't forgot about me. They don't forgot about me. Next time they call them, I'm gonna tell them about themselves. And then as soon as they call, you be like, what's wrong?
Yeah.
You gonna be all right. I'll pray for you. Like
Mm-hmm.
Cassandra. Cassandra
Yeah.
got stabbed.
Yeah.
Then Cassandra said, listen, this human being dying and crying of cancer, dying, possibly, and want me to pray for her because she feels so bad about how she did. Now she might heal. She might heal and go back to the same old nasty way she was. You know what I'm saying? So she was pretending only because she was sick. Maybe she even prayed a little bit. But I still in my heart know, okay, if it's a heaven up above, somebody got to put that on my good side. Because I did this not because I wanted to get to heaven. I did it because I knew this was the right thing to do. Genuinely kindness. Genuine kindness made me pray. Now I commend Cassandra for that, man. That was huge.
Yes.
Man. It's gonna be hard for me to get that off my mind. Now when she said it, man, it made it almost turned my whole day around. My expression changed. I felt it. I couldn't even get it off my face until she started talking a little bit more. And I felt that too. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, that's what that kind spirit is.
I see you, Jay. Exactly. And not only that, Rico, to the level, she said, the lady said, could I come over to her house? Could I come over? Like, whoa, wait a minute now. Go ahead, Jay. I saw your hand, brother.
Man, again, that goes again to what the Bible speaks of when it says, "Pray for those that despitefully use you." That lady, I mean, it's hard because I've been cheated on before. I've had that happen. I've had someone while being married break up our happy home, and to have that person then come to you and say, "Can you help me out? Can you pray for me? Can you forgive me?" It's hard. I mean, but again, the Bible teaches us that how can we expect God to do it over all the stuff that we've done if we won't even forgive people who we can see, and we can't see God. It's a powerful testimony.
Exactly. But some people just get stuck in a place where they just want to look at everybody as being bad, man. They want to look at everybody as being negative and don't want to see the good because even in that situation right there, maybe just maybe there was some good underlying good in that person, but I don't know what it is. I can't. Truth of the matter, I can't. I wish I could take myself to a place where I could say that's what. But man, that was a lot there, brother. That was a lot. And then can I come over and have you to pray? You want to bring that mess to my house? Do you understand who you are and what you did and how you did it? Then you gonna call me on the phone and tell me what you're doing, play by play. And now oh my God, that's a lot. Woo! That's a lot there, brother. Badger, what's on your heart?
Just listening because it seems like today's one of those things where you have to use things in a certain definition and not any of the others.
Wow. Badger, they ain't got nothing to do with it, man. What they got to do with it? What they got to do with it?
I use kind and nice as interchangeable. There's no difference in them.
Okay.
To me.
Okay. Go ahead.
That's to me.
Mm-hmm.
I would rather use words as compassion, serving as a vessel.
That's not what we're talking about today, Badger. We're talking about kind and nice.
That's exactly what I just said. Kind and nice are interchangeable to me.
Okay.
Based on definition.
Absolutely. I can accept that.
What you're talking about, when you're talking about the way y'all are using the word kind, I use the word compassion. And serving as a vessel. So my definitions and word usage is different in this situation.
Okay. Let me see who else we got here. La. Curtis, I hadn't talked to you in a minute. Curtis, what's on your heart, brother?
Nothing. I wrote down a note. Being kind speaks to the spirit. Being nice speaks to the intention. Some folks don't know how to be kind because all they ever been was nice.
Come on.
You understand? And being nice a lot of times in today's world, because the two have been divided.
Brother Badger made a very good point that the two used to be synonymous. They used to go together, but because of today's world and the twisting of things and ideologies and the twisting of how you maneuver to achieve, probably two of the most powerful things that the human race can have has been separated. The Bible talks about a house divided against itself will not stand. So in my mind, when you think about being nice in today's world, being nice always come with hidden agendas and intentions.
Wow.
Now, I do agree with you in terms of it's hard to fake being kind, especially around people who are truly in touch with their spirit. Because the spirit will tell you when that's fake. The spirit doesn't mean you any good. This person being kind to me, they don't mean me any good. So, but it's shameful to even have to think about the fact, now that I ponder on what everybody was saying, it's shameful to even think about the fact that the two have been separated. Because you will not, the existence of mankind hinges to the door of mankind specifically sway on these two things. That's all I got.
Good deal.
Transform back.
Good deal. I got you. Okay, what's on your heart, sis?
Just listening, and I just thank God for knowing the difference. And you know what? That nice word go with that like word, and I thank God that He commanded me to love and not like people. And I don't have to be nice to people. I have to be kind to people. And if y'all notice it, when you look at words, it says kind, love. Nice ain't in that sentence with love and kind, and like ain't in there with love and kind. So it's a choice to like people, and it's a choice to be nice to people. So when I choose to be nice to you, it's up to you if I be nice to you. However you treat me, then I'm gonna be nice to you. And I might just be nice to you because I'm a respectful person, but I'm just nice to you in passing. Hey, that's my nice. Hey, I spoke. At least I spoke to you. But all that being nice and all that to people that ain't nice to you or don't even like you, and you still got to be nice to them, you don't got to be kind to them. And that's my personal, and that's how I am.
Yeah.
And that's just me. That's it. I don't got to like you.
So,
I have to love
Can I
you.
say something real quick?
So you say
everybody.
So you say you can be nice to that person, but you don't necessarily have to be kind to that person.
That's right. I mean, I'm just being nice, and I don't got to be nice. And I don't have a problem with telling a person, I'm only being nice to you because of the person I am. That's it. I don't even like you. And I don't have a problem with telling people that. That way I don't have to worry about people being in my inner circle that don't like me.
Exactly. Okay. So and from the conversation, I'm still at the same place, man. There are two different entities. There's two different things, nice and
Can I
kind.
speak real fast?
Yeah, go ahead.
Oxford Dictionary. The
Oh.
definition: nice of a person, pleasant in manner, good-natured, kind.
Okay.
You know what?
So,
can I say something? Can I?
Hold on. Let him finish. Let Badger finish. Go ahead, Badger.
so to me, because of the other definitions of kind and the other definitions of nice, I'm going to do my best. If I'm being kind, I'm being nice. If I'm being nice, I'm being kind. I will not let anyone separate that thought process from my brain because I don't want my brain to separate them.
Okay, that's fine. I mean, that's where you are, and I can't. What am I to say to that? You can govern yourself the way you want to govern your own life. But my thing is, from what I'm saying, and I never use, and I was taught this way in school. I can't use the word that I'm trying to describe in the definition. Always told me I can't use the word that I'm trying to describe in a definition. I think that broadened me a little bit by doing that. Curtis, you wanted to say something?
Yeah, let me just throw something out here, and I get it. Brother Badger's making some really great points.
basically, if I understand it properly, he's standing on the stance that you can't have one without the other, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I get that. The truth of the matter is, this world has shifted. This world has shifted and has told people that you can have one without the other, and that is acceptable,
Mm-hmm.
right? The problem that I find when people just automatically go to the dictionary is that people go to the dictionary and they look at the very first definition, where when we talk about how things have shifted and how things have changed, we read off this definition that suits our specific mindset instead of reading all of the definitions. Now, a given word, just to show you how powerful evolution is a given word could have 60 different definitions. So now, if you're saying that word has 60 different definitions and you're going strictly by the dictionary, then who is to say that my mindset is wrong if I go by the defining terms that is listed at number 49?
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Or did it sound confusing?
No, I know what you're saying. I know exactly what you're saying.
Like, sometimes bringing the dictionary in can be a powerful thing when we speaking on the terms of a topic or a word that is not often used, heard, and or seen, because then it adds a greater text to what we talking about. But words as simple as kind and nice, we didn't need a definition. And that's just my opinion. We didn't need a dictionary to define those things because those things are inherently spiritual. The act of being kind is a spiritual thing. And it is my belief that for those who can't do it, you will be questioned about that on your day of reckoning. Because that is all it is to us. Because the truth be told, and I'll just end with this right here, and I don't want to manipulate the time. But the truth be told, the day that God decided that he would no longer be kind to man, he came to man and told man, look, I'm sick of it. I'm just going to kill them all. I'm going to kill them all and start over again. And man, in his kind spirit, which is of God, said to God, hold now. Now, you the one that told them to come out of their comfort zone. You the one that brought them over here now. Now, we can't do that. Come on now, give them another chance. Let me go and talk to them. I won't be stuttering this time. God then looked and said, a kind heart. All right, man, you better go and get them straight. Go and get them right, boy. Get them right. Let them know I'm angry and what they doing ain't right. So there's certain things that we don't need a dictionary when we're talking about the spirit.
Good deal.
Look up God. I wonder how many definitions. You ever thought about that, Raheem?
Yeah, there's
Look
many.
up the word God.
Yeah.
I wonder how many definitions God.
Exactly. Rico, read that for me, brother. This is Public Citizen.
Even though these words are synonyms, I still see that this conversation leads to a deeper understanding of these concepts. Like Kurt said, this whole thing is about our human soul. I agree. It's about the experience. You know, you can tell when somebody is actually and truly kind, even though they try to put off this mean facade. You know, it's about how you use the words. They are very related. I think it's understood that they're related, but the thing is, you're trying to find out what the difference is, if there is any. And I think people are. And actually, Bishop said it plain as day. Yeah. Nice dress. How many times have we told people that they look nice in something, or that this was nice, but it really wasn't nice? You didn't say, hey, man, that makeup you got on today, man, that's nice. I mean, that's kind.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. You know, that's a kind looking car you got there. No, that's a nice car. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's totally different because you can objectify nice. You can choose and fake and lie about nice. You can tell, you can trick people with being nice. Pretending to be kind.
Yes.
Acting like you're kind. You get what I'm saying? And so, I think that kindness, like I said, it comes from a natural spiritual thing that just comes from who you are.
Yes.
And then that determines if you're going to be nice or mean. And that's my opinion on it.
That's good. That's good. Bishop, what's on your heart, brother?
Well, man, listen to Kirk and then listen to Rico and how they brought it around. And, and I think I said earlier, most times people try to tie the two together. If that's what you want to do, that's good. That's your heart. I ain't mad at you. But when Rico used the example a few seconds ago and said, you don't walk to anybody and say, hey, that's a kind car. You say, hey, that's a nice car. Why? Because the content of the word brings a different tone.
Yes.
Now, would you be wrong if you say, hey, that's a kind car? No, that's what the word you want to use. But does it fit the conversation? So that's what we're trying to establish. And it's by no means, and you can't help but use the dictionary to get the meaning of words. It's that. That's how we learn. And so they're like, well, I don't like no dictionary. I don't use no dictionary. Okay, well, that's cool. Bless your heart. Where did you think you learned the word from? Out the air? But when Kurt was speaking, he brought that around and made it clear, as it relates. So, I'm not in the point to trying to argue words be tit for tat the way you want to use it. If that's what you're comfortable with, you use it. But will it make sense when you say it? Because will it make sense to the listener?
Yeah.
And we're not just talking to ourselves, even though we be riding in the car, man, I'm hungry, man, I look. And say, man, I look kind. I look nice.
Wow.
So think about the conversation, think about the word that you're using and how it would be received to those that are listening. So sometimes you sound real dumb when you use certain words in the wrong sentence. That's the purpose of this particular conversation. I'm reading it right and understand it, because I don't think you have hurt anyone's feelings to the extent saying, hey, you're wrong or I'm wrong. This is your opinion, this is mine. Use it how you want to use it, but make sure you do know and understand. It's a complete difference, regardless, because if it's the same word, you wouldn't have to use nice. If kind and nice were the same word, you wouldn't have to use number one.
Yeah, exactly.
And that covers everything.
There will be no need for nothing but one if they were the same. Let me go to Tucson. Tucson, what do you say to this, brother? What's on your heart?
I been out of pocket for a minute. You still talking about what nice and what?
What? Yeah. What is the difference? Is there a difference? Is there a major difference between nice and kind, or how do they line up? And Jay just got finished feeding his face. He ready to go now. He done ate. Boy, he ready. He wide open now. I know what you done did, brother. You went off that screen so you could
now
eat.
you ready? You ready to be kind now?
Yeah. Okay. I better be kind. Okay. Let me be kind.
Or nice. You ready to be nice?
Oh.
Hey, I thought about the Reverend Bishop Doctor Apostle Kurt Franklin referred to joy and happiness. They said happiness, you got to have something happening for it to happen, to occur. So it's kind of like kindness and nice. You got people that I meet every day that's just acting nice, but they're not kind. They're not kind people.
Yeah.
They mean and they undermine people. But see, sooner or later, the real them come out, and you find out they're not nice at all.
Wow, that's
you
good.
Know, we got politicians that come around, and I'm not there. I'm just saying, okay. No, I hope there's no politician over here that just stopped being nice. Just was nice this around this season because it's election day. You know, they come around be nice, and then you vote them in, and you find out that they're not kind people because they're not servants.
Exactly. Exactly.
You hear what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, the Boo Boo the Fool. We elected him and found out that he was Boo Boo the Fool.
Mm-hmm.
He wasn't a kind person.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, ignorant.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just
Absolutely.
plain.
Absolutely.
Nice people are fools. That's what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
Boo boo the fool.
Boo boo the fool. What he said. Boo 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 the fool. Charles.
Hey,
What's up, man?
Charles, let me ask you, can a kind person be nasty?
Nasty as in mean?
Yes.
Yeah, everybody got a button to push. Yeah.
So a kind person can
You
be
push
nasty.
it. You push them too far. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You push
Okay.
that person too far, you might get anything out of them, whatever their limit is. Usually, kind people are the ones who can be the nastiest.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? Because what they always say, don't take my kindness for weakness.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you hear these sayings. These sayings are not just out there; they're sayings
Yeah.
for a reason. So, because just as kind as they are, their polar opposite is what they can be. I've seen this in a lot of people. Just as like when I meet, like, let's put it like this, like women who come off as really mean and stuck up. Their polar opposite is the sweetest thing in the world.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, she's not really like that, she's a kitten. And that's their polar opposite is like super sweet. Just like a kind person's polar opposite is one you don't want to meet. Like my brother, he's like the pushover type kind of kind dude, nice. But whenever I saw him fight, the other person bled a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So his polar opposite was like, God, are you the Hulk or something? What's wrong with you? Are you changed to Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde? What's going on?
Mm-hmm.
It's a Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde thing. The kindness can be pushed to a limit to like, we don't even want to, and it's hard to get them back after that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's why they're so kind already. It's a practice that they have. The kindness is a practice of, you know, like a muscle. Like, I'm gonna keep this in me, because the polar opposite is the worst thing out there. You know, somebody who's a pushover to a woman, once they done with that person, they done.
Mm-hmm.
Ain't no more kindness. You done took their kindness for weakness too long.
Mm-hmm. It's 5:00 in the morning. I'm just getting in. I knock at the door. A voice, sweet and low says,
Talk it out, Raheem. Talk it out. Talk it out.
who is it? She opens up the door and let me. Oh, okay. Cassandra. Cassandra, what's on your heart?
Lord have mercy. Yeah, I agree with Charles.
Hey, Cassandra.
I'm that person.
Cassandra,
Yes.
hold on. I didn't think a woman would do something like this to me.
Please don't sing no
Didn't
more,
think the
Raheem.
girl
That's why I
had
was trying to talk real quick so you would stop singing.
Go ahead.
Need our eardrums, Raheem.
Yes,
the girl had
that's
the
what it sounded like crying. Okay,
Here
I know she did you wrong.
I guess action speaks louder than words. Oh, go ahead. I had to get that part in.
Anyway, Charles. Charles. That conversation was definitely what described me, because and people that are kind, you really don't want to see the other side of them, because it is like the Incredible Hulk. Because I will give you my last dime. I'm telling you, the last dime, and I will go above and beyond for people. But if you ever push me to the point that you and I go into something, I don't care how big you are, and God is my witness. I have fought men over 6 feet tall, and tried to fight them like I was 6'8". Try to kill them, and I want to see your blood. So you got to be careful. Don't take people's kindness for weakness. That's my only thing. I'll do anything for you, but don't ever take my kindness for weakness. Many of y'all on this show, y'all see that way. Y'all know. I mean, whether you admit it or not, you feel that way. I'll do anything for you, but if you ever think you got a punk on your hand, you sadly mistaken.
Hey.
That's right. That's right.
Lord Jesus.
That's right.
Boy, we done turned the corner. We ain't even put no signal on. We done turned the corner. Rico, we done turned that corner, brother.
Raheem.
Yes, sir.
Raheem.
Uh-huh.
Look, I put it on the paper. Brother Lancelot, you want to keep him laughing.
Say it again.
Yep, Brother Lancelot, you want to keep him laughing because the
Yeah.
other side will
Yeah.
probably not be funny.
Exactly.
Right.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Rico, talk to me, brother.
See, I think a lot of kind people actually live on principle too, and they're very thoughtful. They're very thoughtful. So you know, they take being kind seriously.
Mm-hmm.
Because like Cassandra said, I'll give you the shirt off my back.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you know, I told you I live by this motto. If you treat me good, I'll treat you better.
Mm-hmm.
But if you treat me bad, ooh Lord, don't make me angry.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna treat you worse.
Yeah.
And some people will take your kindness for granted because you've been so kind, you just seem like the type of person that wouldn't bust a grape.
Mm-hmm.
Not only will I bust a grape, I'll tear down the whole vineyard. Ain't
Yeah.
nobody getting no more grapes.
All right.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You better say it.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, it's like that spirit, you know, when you really are kind, you take it serious. Now, some people still can restrain themselves. Leonard was telling the truth yesterday. Self-control is big, man.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Self-control is big. So now that's when you start going into something deeper than just being nice and kind.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, kind people do have to fight to live. I might have to fight for my survival.
Mm-hmm.
And if I got to fight for my survival, and I know you the type of person, as soon as you get a little bit better again, you know what? Last week, a man saved this man and his girlfriend out in the middle of the water, in the middle of nowhere. Dude was stranded, about to die. They got on this boat with this other man and his wife. And the boy had, I guess he was in such a panic mode and got delusional. He went crazy and tried to kill the man that just saved him. And that man had to kill him after he saved his life.
Wow.
He had to kill him to save his own life after he just saved this man's life in the middle of the ocean, middle of nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
Pulled him out the water. Thank God. I mean, he just snapped.
Mm-hmm.
That kind man that happened to be in the right place at the right time to save this man. This girl had to watch her boyfriend, her husband die. But he was left with no choice.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, you know, how sometimes kind people have to do what they got to do.
Yeah, exactly. Wow, that's good. Man, I'm looking at the clock, man. It's time for us to get out of here, man. But I got to touch a few more people. Toya with a T, talk to me, sis. What's on your heart?
Amen. No, so true, right? Because we all, again, it's about perception. I believe in being the sweetest person in the world, being good to you, dropping things for you. I believe in all that, right?
Mm-hmm.
But baby, the same way I can be good is I'm going to make sure I'm going to be the same amount bad. And that was a deliverance I had to be delivered from. Like, God had to really deal with me because there was a time where I wasn't trying to be a nice person.
Mm-hmm.
That was my point on my purpose. I'm here to do some things, and I don't care nothing about your feelings. And I found righteousness in that because I wasn't a thief, I wasn't a liar, I wasn't that kind of bad person, but I still have my ways, and it had to be a deliverance in order for me to truly want to be a kind to the core from my heart person. A person to where no matter what you do, even if you run up with my money, I ain't gonna put my hands on you.
Mm-hmm.
A kind person from your heart. Mm-hmm. Chris Rock showed an enormous amount of self-control last night because out of all the things that I've been delivered from, right, willingly, I do some stuff and don't care nothing about jail, but God has, given me this sight to be easy. But self-control to not do something like what happened last night, that is an enormous amount, and he's a very kind person for doing that. That's beyond nice. And I just wanted to say that part.
Absolutely. Man, I'm looking at the clock. You're straight up and down 10 o'clock. Rico, what's going on at 3 o'clock today, sir?
Now, you owe everybody 14 minutes, man. Gonna touch everybody. Jason up there with some good words. Badger, you know you came in late this morning, man. Give these people their 14 minutes.
Man, how you gonna do me like that, man? How you gonna call me out, man? Wait a minute, Rico. What's really going on, man? You ain't gonna call me out like that.
I couldn't leave everybody hanging, man. I know other people had something to say, man. Let me get over. No, but
watch it. What that nice or what that kind or what that neither?
Kind. That was caring about.
I've been thoughtful of everybody else of the group.
Look. He gonna call me out like that. Jay, did you hear it, man?
I heard him, man. I heard him. That wasn't right. That wasn't right. But thanks, Rico. Rico,
Look at, he
appreciate
gonna say
you.
that. He gonna say that wasn't right, but thank you.
Yeah. I mean, I don't really got much to say. I'm just enjoying the conversation. I'm loving the radio station today. Again, it's learned behavior, man. If you got love in your heart, man, it exudes out of you.
Good, Sandra. What we gonna do with your brother?
That's my brother. That's what he do.
I'm gonna call that joker when we hang up. Oh, he gonna get a phone call from me today. I'm gonna call that joker.
Y'all know what? Kurt was right about the as far as just looking up the word kind and love and the difference and all that. Because it's like they got three different sections that I didn't look up. Like people do look up and stop at one definition. I did it when he said that, when Badger said he looked it up. So I looked it up and I got three different versions. I got a version from 2016. I got a version from 2022 that they just put up there, and then I got a version from 2020, and they all say something different, but they all mean the same thing.
Exactly.
Use different words and everything. They even use the word that public that guy public got on and said. They even use what he said.
Yeah,
it's even on there. So y'all look it up for yourself. It's a whole bunch of it on there. It's more than one definition for sure.
But and like I said, and that's one of the reasons why I know when you bring dictionary definitions, you open up a whole different avenue. It
tells you being nice is when you are polite to people and treat people well. Being kind is when you care about people and show you care. Then you got another one that says nice is defined as pleasing, agreeable, delightful, while kind is defined as having and showing or proceeding. And then you got another one that tells you that kindness is a derived term of kindness as a noun, a difference between kindness, and it goes on and on and on. So, and that's from January 2020, and the first one was from August of 2016, and the other one was from 2022.
Look at Rick.
And it used to tell you, kill them with kindness, Kay. Kill them with kindness. I said, Mama, why you tell me that? Because she knew I really didn't like them people.
Now I'm gonna try this again. Rico, what's going on at 3:00 today, sir?
If you missed today's broadcast, we'd like to see it in its entirety.
Without laughing.
You can tune in at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on www.dklmediagroup.com.
Good deal.
I apologize, man.
I'm like, Lord, that joker done called me out. Lord Jesus. Hey, Jay, let me get you the prayers out today.
It's all love at the end of the day, bro. I already understand. It's all love.
Absolutely.
Father God, we thank you for this hour, for this opportunity that we all have come together and just to share our ideas and our opinions and our thoughts on things. We ask you to continue to bless this broadcast, Father, in the matchless name of your son, Yeshua. Continue to bless every person name by name and one by one who has brought in feedback and commented. Bless everyone who will listen to this now and even later. Touch someone, God, and help them to gain enlightenment and to get better just because. In Jesus' name we pray this prayer, believing that it's already done. We again say thank you, Father, and amen.
Amen. Anybody got anything before we get out of here?
Yeah, if that's all.
Love y'all. Have a good day.
Love you. Go ahead, Badger.
The way, and that's something that I also made a comment about, is all those definitions are correct. And it's also depending on the individual and how they choose to use it and view it. For me, because of the spiritual path I walk, they're interchangeable. There's no difference because you can't do one without the other in a spiritual sense for the path I walk.
Okay.
So, never mind.
Okay. Like I say, everybody have their own way of looking at things, viewing things, and dealing with things. Again, I view it a little different. I think they're totally different. And from the definition that everybody has put out there, that Kay was just putting out there, from the definitions that she put out there, it explains to you that they're different.
They're all different.
Yeah, it tells you that they're all different. And so It is what it is. Anyway,
Yeah. Let me say this right quick. I think you in a hurry. I think you had something you need to do. So I'm gonna apologize for doing that earlier. But Public Citizen just started a whole bunch of mess. But really and truly, we need to go back. Really and truly, he just broke the game wide open. He put it up there. The original definition is French, and it came. Well, I guess it comes from France, and it means stupid. The origin of the word that we now use and associate with kindness. So definitions and experience, and it's really two different things. Actions speak louder than words. Let's just say that.
Absolutely, absolutely. Wow. And that's another 3 or 4 hour show right there. If we just dealt with that part of it, the origin of the words. Wow, it's good. It's 10:07. I want to thank everybody for joining this morning. Then I want to thank you for allowing DK, your media group, and associates, and the Morning Glow for being a part of your morning. It is 10:07. You're about to exit the Morning Glow, but before you go, I want you to do me two favors, if you will. One, I want you to continue to pray for us because we're certainly praying for each and every one of you. Number two, why this is real simple. I want you to go out there, find somebody, and give them a hug because you never know. It could be the only hug that they get, or it could very well be their last. Love you, and ain't nothing you can do about it. Have a great day and a better tomorrow. Now we shine some of this light in you from the Morning Glow. Take it out there into this wicked and cruel world that we live in, and let your light so shine. If you get an opportunity, give somebody some love. You just might find some love in return. Won't that be a beautiful thing? Have a great day. Take care of each other, and please, please be blessed.